Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Not this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth.
Mr. T-Bone.
And a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning, Tyvis.
Good morning, T-Bone.
How you been, bud?
You know, so I got to tell you about my last night. So, you know, I've been cooking.
Yes, you are. You're trying to learn how to cook.
Yes.
Because I didn't know this until we started working together. You said in college, like all the way, you didn't cook for yourself.
Never.
You either ate the meals at the facility.
Yes.
Or you just like microwave something.
Or no, I would eat out.
Or eat out. Okay.
Yes.
But like no, like let's get a pot. Let's put some water on, throw some pasta in there.
No.
Make a sauce.
No.
Okay. Sure.
So actually, it's funny because for one Thanksgiving, me and Cardell had a tradition where if we didn't go somewhere like to a coach's house or to Josh Perry's house, shout out to Mrs. Perry, if we didn't go there to have Thanksgiving, we would have pizza rolls.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's our only thing we knew. We knew how to cook was pizza rolls. Then
what's wrong with the pizza roll on Thanksgiving? Normalize that. Let's make that a thing. I love that.
So then that progressed because Cardell was watching the Food Channel.
Okay.
And he tells me, says, I've been watching the Food Channel and I think I can make taco salad.
Taco salad.
And I looked at
That's
him.
great food.
I looked at him. I said, okay, now you know you don't know how to cook. So you sure you want to do?
Well, how much cooking is involved in taco salad?
You got to brown. You got to cook the meat.
Yeah, it's ground beef.
Yeah.
Dylan, when did you learn how to cook ground beef? Because I feel like I was 10 years old when I learned how to do that. Not that I'm an expert cook or anything, but at some point I feel like my mom was like, hey, you mash this up for me and then you just watch it turn brown. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
I was pretty spoiled growing up, so I'm going to go with somewhere around 20 years old.
Okay. But in college, you had it down. So all right. So
anyways,
how did he do with browning up ground beef?
So the thing was, when he did this, I said, I'm leaving the premises just in case. Just in case you set this place on fire. I want everybody to know that you were responsible for this because I wasn't even there.
Okay.
So when I came back,
yeah,
the house was still intact. And he had it cooked. And I said, okay, it's pretty good. So I gave him his credit for that.
So he cooked up ground beef and then threw all the other raw ingredients together for taco salad.
Yes.
And that was the extent of the cooking you guys did.
Correct. That's as far as it went. That's as far as it went. So
shocking.
Fast forward till yesterday. I've been cooking these meals. I've been on Instagram. I see a reel. I see a nice dish. And I say, you know what? I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
So, and these is like step by step. I'm watching it. Like, you got to watch the video and do the steps. So I'm trying to make sure I master this thing. And so far, I've been really, really good at it.
Yeah? What did you make yesterday?
Yesterday, my streak kind of came to an end for me.
Oh, it wasn't good.
For me. Okay. It was called Marry Me Chicken Pasta.
Marry Me Chicken is, yes.
Yes.
I've seen those recipes.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever had it, but it's always like a bunch of stuff with chicken and pasta, and it's supposed to be really good.
Yes. So I do everything, I do exactly what I see. And I'm tasting the chicken before I put it back in the pasta. I cut a piece of chicken because I wanted to sample it to see what was missing. And as I ate the chicken, it was something off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it's something missing. And so I finished the whole dish, and I tell my wife, I said, baby, this is the worst dish I've made. This is it. So she said, well, let me come see. So she comes in and she eats it and she says, I don't know what you're talking about because this is darn good.
Oh.
And I said, really? She said, you know what? Did you use any salt? And I said, no, I did not. She said, put some salt on it. She sprinkled a little salt on it. And sure enough, it brought it right back to life.
I'll tell you, she's not wrong. Like, honestly, you go to a restaurant and you're like, why does restaurant food taste so much better than when you get it at home? 9 times out of 10, it's because of 3 ingredients. One is a shallot. They will use shallots instead of onions.
I was supposed to use those, but I used onions yesterday.
Shallots take it just a little bit higher. They're really good. Butter, they go copious amounts of butter in everything. Where you're like, why is this so savory? Because they use way more butter than is healthy and good for you, but they do it.
Yeah.
And the third ingredient is like they salt the crap out of everything. So like, yeah, it's if you're making a dish and you're like, I don't know how to make this better. Like depending on the dish, but if it's something that already has stuff like that in it. Butter or salt or shallots,
but or
those 3 combined in a pan, can
shocked
all make it better.
When she said that, I was shocked because I'm thinking to myself, every other dish, I don't recall, I don't know if I put salt in it like to begin with.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Maybe I
Well,
did.
it depends on what it is, though, because some things have salt, some things just have salt in them. Some ingredients you might get might already have like a bit of a saltiness to them. So maybe it didn't matter as much, but salt, pepper, garlic. That's the combo right there. SPG. You'll hear people talk about that. They sell it at the store now. Because
you just get we got this blend stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Salt, pepper, garlic. Yes,
that's all it is. You throw that on anything, it probably helps it out.
And then my kids ate it, so it was kid approved.
There you go.
I said if the kids like it, then then we good to go.
Yeah. See, you're inspiring me. I'm going to try to go cook tonight because most nights lately it's been. I'll go get it. Melissa tells me to go get everyone from wherever they are and then bring them home and she'll make the meal. But I need to be helping out doing that.
You want to try it? My wife tells me that. She said, I've been bragging to you to my friends.
See?
Like, do your husband cook? And does the food actually be good? My wife really loves my cooking and it's hilarious.
This is one of the tricks I would say for guys who are like, I'm really looking for that special someone. I'm trying to get out in the dating scene, whatever. If you know how to cook, and like what I mean is not you think it's good, because a lot of us, we eat it and we're like, yeah, it's fine. And then you serve it to someone else and they're like, oh, this is not good. But you're used to the way you cook and you like it. If you make stuff that other people like and then you make something for your special someone, that puts you up in a whole nother category where it's like, this person can help take care of me. If I don't feel like doing it, or if I'm never going to cook again, I know that we'll be okay and this person can cook. That's a huge thing.
So put it on my resume. Chef.
Yeah.
Tyvis Powell, chef.
You got her to marry you again. Marry me chicken. You did a good thing.
T-Bone, I got to disagree with you, though, as someone that's in the dating pool.
Okay.
These girls, they got other priorities than
is it financial?
Cook.
Well, financial, I know. But you don't think that doesn't, like, if everything else is equal, it's you and another guy, and she's debating between the two of you, or she's comparing you to a previous relationship, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, by the way, I whipped up this thing. And it's not just like hamburger helper, like you actually made something like a pasta from scratch. You make your pasta, you made some sauce. That's not going to go a little bit further?
I honestly think these women nowadays think which one of these dudes can ruin my life more, and then they pick that one instead. That's what I think the logic is.
Are you saying that nice guys finish last?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Dylan, are we?
They say it's a thing of being too nice. It's a thing where you could be.
I don't know if I'm there.
I feel. Dylan, are we dating people under 30 or over 30? Just out of curiosity, because I feel
both. Because I'm 30. How old am I? 32.
Okay.
I don't know. After 30, I forgot how old I was.
Saying once you get over 30, I feel like it starts to even out a little bit. Where suddenly it's like, okay, I had my wild days of the guy who was an a-hole and a jerk, but now I'm looking for someone stable, solid, kind, who also can, do some stuff around the house, things like that. They want to settle in. I'm just saying, you give it time. You'll be there.
You got to you go into the wrong places. You got to go to Target and the wine cellars or something like that. They say that's where you find grocery stores. That's where you find love.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what they're saying. You got to go to Target.
I feel like that's going to be creepy, though, if you're just like, hi, how you doing?
Well, I mean, it's
here
like
frozen food.
Like bump into him.
Well, I'm sure he goes shopping for groceries, but also like, I don't know.
You cook like that?
I cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
See? That's because
it's just me.
He's a dad. He's got to cook some food. He's got to.
Are you cooking like good meals, or is this like a hot dog type thing? You putting some hot dogs?
No, my child's bougie. She just started eating hot dogs the other day. Like things that kids like: hot dogs, chicken nuggets, ketchup. Not this kid. No.
Sound like my kids.
She's at a different caliber than the other 6-year-olds.
Please bring the couscous, if you would.
She has a bell even for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Jeffrey.
That's right. Good for her. I like to hear that. I like to hear that kids have standards for their food these days. My kids certainly don't. My kids are the ones that are dunking everything in ketchup still. Like my middle daughter, Ava, yesterday, we went and got Raisin Cane's, and she's like, please ask for extra ketchup. And I said, why? She's like, you know why? And I'm like, you're not still doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. She just skipped the cane sauce, and this psychopath, right into the chicken, right into the ketchup. And I'm like,
every kid has a condiment. My daughter's condiment, my oldest, Lay, her condiment is ranch.
Oh, they also love ranch, yes.
And I'd be just like, that's disgusting.
I can't do ranch. I gotta have.
I like ranch, but like the stuff she put it on, she's out of her mind.
They'll dip their burgers in it.
Yes. Yeah. I want ranch, not ketchup. Ranch.
No, I need a little spice in my ranch. Like if you give me like some seasoning, like the ranch that's like, I don't know, there's like blackened ranch, there's like Tabasco, like stuff like that, where you're putting a little seasoning into it to give it a little flavor. I'm good with that.
You know what's crazy is that there are different places with different ranch, like Wingstop's ranch, elite.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Cheesecake Factory ranch, elite.
Okay. See, I haven't. They're probably making it from scratch.
BW3's ranch,
elite. Okay. See, I'm not up on the ranch like that. I'm usually more of a honey mustard guy, personally. All right, so we kind of got off track. Guardians doing good things. I thought they were dead. Apparently they're not. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, some of us waking up to some intense fog this morning, especially for folks over on the east side. Live cameras 70 at State Route 310 over by Etna, Pataskala this morning. Definitely concerning out there. Thankfully, no crashes or even delays to report as of right now, but definitely want to take it nice and slow. Drive times, again, looking pretty good. 70 westbound and eastbound, nothing there. But again, be very cautious this morning. The roads are looking just a little bit dicier with this fog in the area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
You found the one, now find the ring. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. On July 25th and 26th, Wedding Weekend is back with event-exclusive pricing for 2 days only. Celebrate with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. It's the perfect time to upgrade, personalize, or say yes for the first time. Join us July 25th and 26th on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com or stop in today at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and Grove City.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Dutch Boys Durafighter is a premium interior paint and primer in one with a tough-lasting formula. It provides great scrub resistance and durability with remarkable hide and a smooth finish. Save big on Dutch Boys Durafighter paint at Menards and start your next project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Join the Reds for a weekend series against the Colorado Rockies, July 11th through the 13th. Grab your friends and enjoy a spectacular post-game fireworks show Friday night. Come back on Saturday when fans in attendance will receive an Ellie De La Cruz basketball jersey thanks to Cintas while supplies last. Wrap up the weekend on Sunday with some afternoon baseball. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Rothman and Ice.
When you're paying a guy this amount of money, you either feel like you're right there and he's going to put you over the top, or you've got the runway to get it done.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
I have taught many students over my 34-year career in public education, and I've had the honor of serving more than 100,000 public school educators as the president of the Ohio Education Association. As I retire from teaching and we welcome a new OEA president next week, I want to say thank you for this enormous privilege.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking nitro thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see patchy dense fog this morning, so safe travels on the way to work. Otherwise, we'll see partly cloudy skies with that fog clearing by late morning. Wake up temperatures in the 60s. And then for this afternoon, the heat and humidity continues with our afternoon highs in the mid to upper 80s. We'll see chances of showers and storms, some which could have heavy downpours and gusty winds. Otherwise, most of us will be partly to mostly sunny with our highs in the upper 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
Your ball.
This is Bone and Tyvis.
Today, the list coming up at 7:15. Top 5 NFL plays of all time. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. There was a top 25 plays of the last 25 years thing that came out from CBS Sports, and I said, why don't we do our own? I think we could do better. And it's just our own top 5. We're not doing 25, but that's coming up. If you have one, tweet them to us at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hop in the YouTube chat. You can just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. Rusty is in there giving you crap, Tyvis, because you said all ranches have so many distinctive flavors. But then you're the guy who also says all pizza tastes similar.
Correct.
And it's not correct. They're very different.
No, it's not.
I don't understand what you're talking about. That's fine. Whatever. It's too early for this. I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing about pizza yet. I've got all day to do that with you.
Just saying.
The Cleveland Guardians, who I wrote off as dead on Monday, then went out because they're playing the Astros, and I thought, all right, they 10-game losing streak. They lost Sunday in horrific fashion, right? Yeah. Final strike of the game. All they do is get one more either strike or an out of any kind, and game's over. They win. Instead, they give up a terrible, not even a wild pitch, just one that squirted through the catcher's legs. Plates a run. They end up losing 7-2 Sunday. Came in Monday and said, that sucks. They're done. Then they go to play Houston, and they've won 3 straight. Jose Ramirez hit a home run in every game. I mean, about time to find something. Good for them. And it's stretch they have coming up now, Tyvis, is
White Sox and Athletics.
Whew, that's very doable. They do have the All-Star break in between those two, but yeah. 2
of the worst teams in baseball.
Well, then I think they play the Royals after that, which is obviously in the division, but that's a team that's right around where you are. You should be able to, try to have some kind of competitive series with them.
You would think.
Then after that, I think they play Baltimore. So
it's flip-flopped.
Is it Baltimore then Kansas City? Okay. Yeah. Either way, 3 of the next 4 series. Well, all four of these next series very winnable as you make your way into heading towards a trade deadline. I mean, this is
Trade deadline.
Oh, they have the Rockies too, don't they?
Yeah.
The Rockies after all that.
The Rockies is from the 28th to the 30th, which the deadline is the 31st.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, they could
have been out of it, and then they could find a way to be in it by the time the deadline.
Well,
but I still think that they're going to make some trades. I still think
they probably
the
will.
Carlos Santana thing probably still happens. Lane Thomas may still happen. The Clase thing is the one that's like he's your only big fish. Like you can get a big return on Clase.
Yeah.
But you got to be comfortable with K. Smith being your closer, which he's done a good job. So that's to me is the one that is to watch is the Clase. Do they deal Clase at the deadline?
If they get hot, I think they go from selling to not selling, but they will never be buyers.
No. They're not buying.
I don't think nobody, no matter how hot they get, I don't think nobody's gonna look at this team and say they definitely can win the World Series. Like that's not the case.
No, but they're 4.5 out of a wild card spot right now, and that's something that happened in part because you had that terrible losing streak. So now, if you can get some of that back over the next couple weeks, sure, it gives you some hope to make a wild card spot, salvage the season kind of thing, but. Honestly, to me, that feels like fool's gold. Like, I just don't really get the value in that. Not that I wouldn't want to see, if I'm a Guardians fan, I want to see my team win. I want to see my team make the playoffs. But, in part, you might be making the playoffs because of the way this goofy format is. Like, they don't have a roster right now that is competing for a World Series. And to me, I either want to do that or then I want to get to a point where I can as soon as possible. And I don't think hanging on to all of your assets at the trade deadline helps you with that because they're not adding pieces. You're going to have to hope you get some guys who can turn around and play better quickly and get some prospects that maybe impact the roster in the next couple of years.
Well, I mean, for once, they need to get some guys that can hit. It's always been, the pitching is great, but we're going to win off of just getting singles and doubles and things like that. Not necessarily putting it out the park, but singles and doubles and good pitching. That's going to be our strategy. And the pitching this year has been so inconsistent, when it comes to starting pitching. It's been very inconsistent this year, and that's something that has been a pillar of the Guardians, is that was something you never worried about, is the fact that the pitching was going to be good. And Bybee and Gavin Williams, they've been very inconsistent. Shane Bieber is coming back, I want to say at the end of the month maybe, but he might get traded at the deadline. So, that's another thing as well. So, I don't know. I miss Josh Naylor in this lineup. You see when guys are actually hitting home runs or hitting the ball, fairly well, this team actually can win games. And you think about that 10-game losing streak that they went on, 5 of them were shutouts because they couldn't they couldn't hit. And now you got Angel Martinez coming in and hitting home runs. Jose's hitting home runs, and it's making a big difference. If you just kept that Josh Naylor bat in there, who knows? He was really good at RBIs and hitting home runs, and we have done a terrible job trying to replace that this season.
Guardians tonight, 7:40 in Chicago to take on the White Sox. So, we'll see what they can do. By the way, we have a Minnesota football update.
Roll the boat. Let's go, let's go. Minnesota pride. Oh, bathed in maroon, showered in gold. The Gophers are back. PJ Fleck and the Fleck Tones.
Good news if you like PJ Fleck. Gophers extended him another year, so he gets an extra year on the contract. Now he's under contract till 2030, Tyvis. So, had to get that deal done. He still gets $6.1 million a year, which is good for 11th out of 18 in the Big Ten. But they added in retention bonuses for him. So if he's here at the end of the year, he gets an extra $1 million. Every year it goes up from like 1 to 1.2 to 1.4. By the end of this contract, he'll get $1.6 million. I'm sure they will. If he's still here in 4 years, he'll have signed 2 new contracts because there's no way they're staying on that deal, right? But whatever.
My only beef with Minnesota is
cold. Oh no,
it's cold.
It is cold there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Is that a reason to beef with them?
I mean, yes, but that's not what. That's not where.
That's my beef.
My beef with them last year, I should say. My beef with them last year is they got hot at the end of the season, and I was becoming a fan of theirs. Like me covering the Big Ten, I was like, man, you know what? They doing their thing. I was excited for them, and it was to the point where I was like, they're gonna be a scary team. Teams should be worried about playing them. And when I tell you they had a moment to like really solidify themselves and they fell on their face, they lost to Rutgers.
Oh, that game.
And I looked at them like, you did what?
Right.
They like, I think hold on, let me look. At the time they had only lost 2 games. So to me, I was like, oh yeah, they might find a way to sneak their way into the playoff. You might have to talk about them a little bit. And they lost to Rutgers. I was like, y'all, this is, you know what, serves you well.
Yeah.
That fits.
Isn't that the worst feeling when you're, I mean, again, this is not relatable to most of the audience. It's just for you and me. Like doing this job, people who are in the media where we go out of our way to say, you know what? Look at this team. I know you're not paying a lot of attention to them, but you should watch them.
Man.
And you start hyping them up a little bit because you get excited. You think, maybe I found something here. And then they go lay an egg like that. And it's just, you're dead to me.
Lost to
dead
Rutgers.
to me.
I couldn't believe it. Then the next week, they was going up against Penn State. Now it's like, okay, you know, they can try to. They only lost by 1 point, but they lost. That's the problem.
PJ Fleck, by the way, he is 58-39 at Minnesota. Not terrible, but certainly not great. He had one season since he's been there where they won 10 or more games, which I understand Minnesota's not expected to be a 10-2 program in the Big Ten often. They're not. That's not their level of expectations. I'm quite sure they're trying to be every 2 to 3 years. Let's have a frisky team that can maybe be a challenger, right? That's reasonable. Not for the playoffs. I'm just saying a frisky, like top 3 or 4 Big Ten team. That would be their. If they could do that every 2 or 3 years, I think that's their ceiling.
Yeah.
Right? But they're not close. Every year they're, like you said, every time you start to believe in them, they have a game like that Rutgers game where you go, never mind. Why did I ever think they would be good?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what their quarterback situation is.
It doesn't matter.
I know they had
he's either going to be bad or injured because it's Minnesota and that's just how they work. But we'll keep an eye on him. I want to do PJ Fleck updates all year long. I want to play that song. So give me a reason, Minnesota, to play your song.
Wouldn't that be something if they actually? I don't know. They got a new quarterback because it used to be Ethan Kaliak-Manis, but he's gone.
He's gone. I feel like college quarterbacks or college coaches rather are like NFL quarterbacks, where that if you have one that's like halfway decent, you constantly have to keep giving them money, and if you have a guy who's terrible, then you have to fire him, and then there's no in between. So like PJ Fleck isn't terrible, so they're not going to fire him, but he's also like he's not. He's kind of like a. I don't know. I feel like it's a bad comparison. I have him in my head because I've been watching that quarterbacks thing on Netflix, but he's kind of like a Kirk Cousins, where you're just like, not great, but he'll get the job done. He's serviceable.
You talking about PJ Fleck?
Yeah, he's just kind of and he'll get.
I feel like he'll pull an upset every now and again.
Right, and Kirk Cousins is solid, and maybe every once in a while, he'll give you something.
But he's like the perfect college coach. If you ever was to coach in college, you want to be good, not great.
Why is that?
Because if you get fired. Now then you can get hired, and now you're getting paid from,
Oh, you get the double dip.
Yeah.
Love that. But, I mean, if you're great, then you don't have to worry about getting fired. You're just getting money all the time.
Yeah, but if you're just good, like, you could be like Chip Kelly. I think it was a point in time where Chip Kelly was getting paid by Oregon, the 49ers, and...
The Eagles.
You know how crazy that is?
Yeah, but I don't think he gets more. Most of those deals have offset language where it's like if you do that, then you get less money from there, and you also date Cardi B. I believe is that.
Do you understand?
Wasn't that offset? Did he date Cardi B? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he was married to Cardi B.
That's right. Yeah.
They have kids together.
That's right. That's what it is.
And then it's a whole.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
Yeah, no. She's with Stephon Diggs.
Nope, she deleted him off
Instagram.
Offset might be back on.
Every time I see that, it's offset language. I'm like, that's going to be a banger. That contract. Let's go listen to it right now.
That should be his next album. Offset language.
Clip that in 2 minutes. Deion Sanders said things about NIL. We'll let you hear what he said next. T1 and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Thursday. Well, for folks living on the west side, you are waking up to some patches of fog in your area. Marysville, we are looking at you. You got 5 miles of visibility right now. Thankfully, 33 eastbound and westbound are up to par with your drive times. No problems there. Same situation, though, over on the west side, looking a little bit dicier out there, too. We got almost 1 mile of visibility. But again, 70 eastbound, especially leading into the city, still looking good, especially with that ongoing construction. Again, I want to make sure people are just taking it nice and easy on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Hey, look, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Say hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. You know what I love the most about your store? What's that, common man? The way you treat people. You get to know your customers. That's why they keep coming back. No sleazeballs around. Just good, clean boys and girls selling jewelry. Stop in and see the difference for yourself. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. It's where Columbus gets engaged. Tell them Common Man sent you.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Yesterday, Big 12 Media Day, coaches are talking. Deion Sanders coaches Colorado in the Big 12. He was talking about name, image, and likeness and had the following thought.
I wish it was a cap. You know, like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you know you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25-30 million to a darn freshman class. It's crazy. We're not complaining because all these coaches up here can coach their butts off and give them the right opportunity with the right players and play here and there, you'll be there. But what's going on right now don't make sense. And we want to say stuff, but we're trying to be professional. But you're going to see the same teams darn near at the end and with somebody who sneaks up in there. But the team that pays the most is going to be there in the end.
All right. 2 things. One, I love that Deion Sanders continues to bring back the word darn. Like, he is a big fan of that word, and he uses it darn near all the time, and I'm here for it. I think that's fun.
The way is so he don't curse.
I know he doesn't. Every time I hear it, I'm like, this is because I grew up in Christian schools. I know the drill.
Yeah,
we would be in class or around our teachers, be like, "Darn it, Mrs. So and so." It's like that's not how we talk to our friends. I get it. That's fine. He's trying to. That's good. I like it. But the other part of that is the NIL thing. I don't think he's totally wrong that you have some schools that are on a different playing field than everybody else. I just feel like it's always kind of been that way. And now because of NIL, we're able to put real price tags on things. Mm-hmm. But
you're saying down in the South, they used to, allegedly.
Not allegedly.
They hand out
the
a
bag
couple
man.
dollars.
The bag men coming around. I'll never forget that when that ESPN article they did, it was probably 7 or 8 years ago now. They put out this ESPN, maybe the magazine, if that was a thing. It was a deep dive article on we talked to real bagmen in the South about how it works. And the stories they had were, yeah, we swung a recruit because mom and dad had an uncle in the family who was a farmer who had a tractor that was broken. And so we got him a tractor part for like $2,000. And that got this kid to come to our school. And it's like, that's how this worked.
So the kid went for $2,000.
Yeah, they had kids went for washers and dryers.
You know, the crazy
for like family members, because it's like, if you're going to do that for my family, then I know you're going to take care of us later if something else happens, or if you're going to take care of me. That was at least the thought, was this network, but it wasn't from the school.
But you see, as a recruit, like, you hear stories about stuff like that. Like, I remember when I was a high school recruit, like, I was always mindful of, like, not accepting things.
Right.
Because I always thought if you accepted it, like, if somebody tried to offer you something and you took it, like, now it's like, all right, you ain't got no choice but to go there, or they gonna tell.
Well, it's
like, you took this.
That's a good
from
point.
us, and if you don't come here, we go blackmail you. Like, that was it. So I used to be like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Keep your options open, because you can't owe anybody any favors if you never take anything. That's a solid way to look at it. You know what, though? Not everybody thinks about it like you do. Some people are like, in this moment, I need this, or I want this, or my family wants this or needs it. We're going to take that because they're going to take care of us. And that's not true. Like, once you get there, in the old days of that bagman system, they got you on campus and they probably largely forgot about you until you made some noise or threw a fit, and then maybe they would help you out, maybe not. But I was wondering too, when you got recruited, when someone talked about that around you, that was during the time when, like, Ohio State had just gotten popped.
Correct.
So I'm sure it was more in your mind maybe than it is.
Oh, because
you were in the state, you knew about that scandal, you knew about what happened with Tress and TP and all that.
Well, I don't have tattoos, so I wasn't worried about that part.
I did. I tried. You wouldn't believe what I did for these. No, I'm kidding.
It did. It's sad because even when I was at Ohio State, like, after we won the Natty, like, it's been so many people that wanted to just be like, let me pay for your meal. And it's just like,
yeah,
I can't. Like, I can't let you do that. And it's a shame. It is a shame that I couldn't go to Chipotle and somebody be like, you know what? Let me buy your Chipotle bowl for you.
Oh,
that was like $8 at the time.
You were right before, because I think it was not long after that. Maybe even while you were in school. Wasn't that around the time where the NCAA had their come to Jesus moment where they said, you know what? We don't care what kind of spread you get on a bagel on a recruiting trip. They used to have rules about you can give a recruit breakfast, but, like, the bagel can only have cream cheese on it. It can't have.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, because it was
I don't think that was the case when I was.
those were the rules that were in the rule book, whether everyone adhered to them or not. But there were, like, insane rules like that about you can have breakfast as long as it's cereal or bagel and toast, or but you can't go take a recruit out for steak and eggs, because now that's above and beyond what you're allowed to get.
I think that they must have changed that by the time I was on a recruitment.
But that was right around that time where it was. Because literally popping guys for trading their own merchandise for tattoos or stuff like that. That's
are
nothing.
They ever going to give Ohio State their wins back?
They should.
I mean,
they should.
I'm trying to figure out what's the hold up here. Like,
but even
if Reggie could get his Heisman back, like, oh yeah, we need to go ahead and cancel Christmas on this little stuff that we got going. Like, that's kibbles and bits compared to what Reggie was doing.
Exactly. Yeah, his family getting a condo and everything else. The other thing, though, I think about Deion's comments where he said that, now we got everybody. I mean, it is, right? There's direct payments going to athletes. It is different. I acknowledge that. But if you don't think Ohio State, when they built the Woody, that was part of the reason for that was, we need an indoor facility because it's cold outside, but also because of recruiting. You want to make sure you can show players, hey, look what facilities we have here.
I still think they need to update. I think they need to knock the Woody down and build a whole new facility.
They probably will. They'll probably do that very soon. I think they're trying to take care of, they built, the Cavelli Center and all these other places on campus, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's kind of got their own thing now. I think once they get that hockey arena done, that'll be the next thing. Mm-hmm. That and figuring out what to do at St. John Arena. I just think that when you go to these other schools, like the Oregons, even Nebraska redid their thing. Like, I'm like, hey, it look better than the Woody. I can't lie about that. But that's what I mean, where if you spend the most, that's typically schools that did that. They didn't spend it on players per se officially. They spent it on coaches. They spent it on facilities. The money stayed in the school system, not necessarily out into the hands of recruits and players. So we're just really talking about where that money goes now, because the boosters were the ones writing those checks for all those places, right? They're the ones who put their names on. That's why there's a place called the Cavelli Center. The Cavelli family donated a lot of money to make that happen. So
I wonder how much I need to donate to change the Woody to the Tyvis Powell.
Oh, it's
Athletic Center.
It's
the TPAC.
I think we're talking at least 8 figures. That's a solid, probably.
Well, you know
probably
what?
mid-eights too,
When I
like
hit
50, 60
when I
million.
hit this Mega Million, it's on. It's on. Y'all hear me now? If y'all see. Well, I ain't never going to publicize me hitting the lotto, but, you know, if you just happen to look up one day and it's called the TPAC.
The T-Pack.
Just know that I hit the lotto.
Can you imagine that? Say, like, where'd you go today? Oh, I went over to the T-Pack to work out. Yeah, I mean, how are you going to keep a low profile? Though now you told everybody that,
at that point,
if it's called the Tyvis Powell, then
at that point, you know, the most of the money is spent.
Calls.
I done spent the money already.
You spent it all on upgrading the Woody.
Yep.
Okay.
I did it for Ohio State.
Look at you. That's nice. There is a big game tonight in the NBA. Yes, I said the NBA. I will explain it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are still noticing some very patchy areas of fog for folks, especially over on our west side this morning. Live traffic cams 70 at US 42. Definitely noticing some concerns and some challenges out there. Lower visibility, definitely noticeable. We got 1 mile of visibility for you guys out there. So, of course, if you're heading into the city, looking a little bit better, but do you want to take it slow, especially just north of West Jefferson here? We are noticing that ongoing construction. Noticing a little bit more backups this morning. We got 32 miles per hour for that particular section. Again, want to make sure to take it nice and slow, especially with this fog. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be, and if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Tri-State Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger Pharmacy for details.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free, guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, We can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we'll talk technology with Rod Cook from Titleist, plus former Buckeye Will Grimmer, who won the Ohio Open last week at Firestone.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut. Minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Love a good donut. Actually, this morning, had a cookie on the way in. Protein cookie. Everything's got protein in it now. You go to the gas station, you can get tortilla chips with protein in it. Why? I don't know.
Are you psyching yourself out?
No, I'm trying to eat healthy. Protein cookie.
You ain't had no protein cookie.
They have them at They have them at Sheetz. They have them at the gas station.
Oreos.
No.
And called it a day.
No. Although if they make protein Oreos, I'm in on that. Everything's got protein. Like protein pancakes we got. Everything's protein. I know we're all trying to pack the protein in, but I don't know. I don't know why we're... And I'm also quite sure it doesn't have any real health benefits. It's just like if you're working out like a crazy person and you eat a protein pancake, it might help your muscles pop like a little bit. But other than that, for the rest of us, it's just marketing to make us feel better about eating junk food.
Well,
that's what it is.
You say that they don't make good, healthy food.
They don't. But I still try to eat it every now and then. The protein Pop-Tarts they have, I've seen those. I've had those at the gas station. They're okay. They don't taste like a Pop-Tart.
What about the ice cream you eat, the yogurt?
Oh, frozen yogurt?
Yeah, ain't that what you was trying to sell me on?
Oh, I was trying to, on the, they're ice cream pops. They're like frozen, 90 calories.
That's good.
They are delicious. I'm not saying they're healthy. I'm saying they're delicious. And they got protein in them, supposedly.
Well, it's supposed to be hot today, according to Meredith, in the afternoon.
Oh, it's going to be hot.
Go get you one of those.
Get an ice cream treat. That's right.
Tell Tyvis what you washed down your protein cookie with this morning.
Please.
What did I wash it down with?
What are you drinking?
What I have.
What are you drinking over there?
This is water with some stuff in it. I put a little powder in it, a little 0-calorie powder.
You know what? I'm proud of you.
That's water, though.
I about shed a tear. This is a proud moment.
I didn't know what you were saying there for a second. I thought you said you did. How about that in my pants is what I thought you were about to say. I didn't know. Shed a tear. Whew, it's too early for me.
Dump button is ready.
All right, good.
I don't think you'll ever have to use it for me.
There is a commercial that Kmart did many years ago. R.I.P. Kmart, by the way. I don't even know. Are they still around? I don't think. I never see a Kmart. I don't know if they're like online only or what.
I don't know if Kmart is still around.
I think they've been DFA'd. They're signed to a minor league contract. At the very least, they had a commercial, and I have to be very careful because I'm going to try to say this as clearly as I can. But this was the joke where they talked about, this was back when it was kind of a unique thing that you could buy stuff online, right? This was when Kmart was kind of saying, you can go to Kmart.com and buy clothes. And this person said, yeah, I bought my jeans at Kmart.com, and they shipped them right to my house. And then the other person goes, I too shipped my pants from Kmart. And so then it was a bunch of people saying, I basically I bleeped my pants like over and over and over again because they were saying I shipped them, but it was when you say it quickly, it's not as it sounds a lot better.
The last
/worse.
time I think I heard a commercial like that was Anderson Varejao. You remember Anderson?
Andy.
Andy
Varejao.
So he did a Mr. Heroes commercial.
Oh yeah, because that's the Cleveland rite of passage.
Yeah, and if you do it, that's it. You're gonna get cut, fired, or retired after that.
Yeah.
So in the commercial, he said, "I'm a big guy. I like big things."
Okay.
But he has an accent. So if you listen to it, if you just halfway paying attention, it sounds like he's saying, "I have big."
Oh,
I have a,
that's no good. That's no
when
good.
I tell you, when I heard it the first time, I said, he said that on the commercial? They let him say that on the commercial?
Mr. Hero commercials, you're right, because guys do them and they end up getting cut. I also remember Matthew Dellavedova hit a big shot. I can't remember if it was in a playoff game, but I feel like it was. This was during the LeBron second return thing.
Yeah.
He hit a big shot in some game that won them the game. And they were interviewing him afterwards. And on the ribbon board, like around the arena, they have little ads that play on the little LED boards, but they're thin. They call them ribbon boards. On the back of that, right behind his head, on both sides of his head, it said Mr. Hero. And I was like, this is great advertising. Like, he was the hero.
Oh, yeah.
There's Mr. Hero.
Yeah.
Perfect. And they cut him the next day. No, they didn't do that.
They got rid of him.
They did get rid of him. That's right.
Got rid of him for sure.
So speaking of the NBA, big game tonight. This is Bronny James and the Lakers, summer league team. The summer league is in Vegas.
Bronny had a steal and a dunk. And we got a text message from Dylan saying, "Baby goat."
Dylan is unhinged. In the group chat,
he's out of his mind is what he is.
That's fine. But tonight, Bronny James is taking on the Lakers summer league team is taking on the Mavs summer league team with one Cooper Flag.
Oh yeah.
So
that's CWB.
Who is it?
That's CWB they got over there.
Is that what we call Cooper Flag?
He's a cold white boy, CWB. Anyone can see he's a cold white boy to me.
We'll find out how cold he is. But that's the matchup is now I don't know if Cooper Flag and Bronny will even be on the court at the same time. Don't even know.
I don't know if Bronny's a starter, right?
Well, I'm just saying, who knows? They're going to have different goals for each of those players. Don't know how many minutes they're each going to get. But tickets for this in Vegas have gone kind of crazy. Not like insane, but the get in the door price is over $90 just to get a ticket into this. This is a summer league game with mostly guys who won't be in the league.
Yes.
But Cooper Flag is in the game. Bronny James is in the game. So the tickets courtside are over like $3,000 to sit courtside for a non-NBA game. I mean, it's an NBA sanctioned thing, right? But it's not an official game in any capacity. It doesn't count for anything. Don't know how much either of those guys are even going to play. But the average ticket price for that game is over $200. And then, like I said, courtside is over $3,000.
That's insane.
Right? For a exhibition game that's like 5 months from when the season starts.
If I know that and I know people are paying that money, then Bronny has to go try to dunk on Cooper Flag. It's only right.
Book it.
Can you imagine what will happen to the internet if any of that happens? Like if Cooper Flag dunks on him, that's going to be, this guy's cooked. He can't play. He's done. And if somehow, some way, Bronny James dunks on Cooper Flag.
Oh, they need to get him on the roster, the Lakers roster.
I'm saying, there are stakes in this game, folks. Stakes well beyond basketball, it feels like. There's a lot riding on that.
You know who I bet will be there tonight?
Who's that?
LeBron, because he's an outstanding father, and he'll be there to support his son in this high-stakes NBA Summer League game.
Are you just... Yeah, I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he'll show up. But are you saying this is like yet another reason why he's the GOAT? Is that what
absolutely.
Was he at his last game?
I don't know if has he been going to all these?
He was busy, but this one he'll be
Wow. Okay. That's an outstanding father. Can't make time to see his kid, though.
Oh, let's see.
I mean, you were watching a video this morning with Mike Greenberg just telling you all the amazing things LeBron does, and I was just like, he's doing God's work, Tyvis.
But that tickles you?
I love it. I love it. Also, I mean, again, like, I'm sure Michael Jordan would have been courtside at his kid's game if his sons could play basketball, but they sucked.
He couldn't even get his kid in the NBA.
No, but a loser.
But LeBron did.
His son play at Vanderbilt, right?
Yeah, and then what? Nothing.
I think he spent time at Illinois, too. What, does he have more than one son? I'm pretty sure
he
Michael
does.
Jordan
I think he has a couple sons.
None of them made the NBA?
No.
That's why LeBron's the GOAT.
That's
They say it's nepotism, but we'll see.
Yeah, it is nepotism. That's right. Welcome to sports. Go look up the name of all the assistant coaches.
All Giannis's brothers made the NBA.
That's right.
There you go.
Just saying, go look up all the names of the assistant coaches and GMs around sports and see how many of those names you're like, hey, wasn't that someone else's name who was also a coach or a GM? And it's like, yeah, go figure. That's how it works. That's what it is.
Yeah.
LeBron's just playing into the system that exists. We have some good news for you if you hate Major League Baseball umpires. Details next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Thursday. Well, we are still noticing some fog slowly creeping into our area for our Thursday commute here at Pataskala. We're looking at you. Good morning to you. If you're taking 70 that westbound direction, just notice some concerns out there with some patches of fog in that area. Marysville, same thing here. A little bit better. 5 miles of visibility, so nothing too bad. But of course, want to make sure you take it nice and slow. Thankfully, 33 eastbound and westbound still up to par with your drive times. Again, just be very cautious on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Rates as low as 5.54% APR and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Most Reds fans know that the Reds were the first to play night baseball in the major leagues. The first night game in Cincinnati at Crosley Field back in 1935. And on this date, July 10th, 1935, in the fourth night game ever played, Reds outfielder Babe Herman hit the very first night game home run. Herman had just joined the Reds in June, so he was something of an unlikely candidate to hit the first home run. The Reds' leading home run hitters that year were Ernie Lombardi and Ivel Goodman, both with 12. Crosley Field was a tough park to hit homers in that time, but not for Babe Herman, who hit the first night game home run on this July 10th, 1935, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
No matter where you are, Coughlin is there, in store or online. CoughlinCars.com. 13 new car brands, over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles, 16 convenient locations for sales, service, and parts, plus 4 state-of-the-art collision centers. CoughlinCars.com. Shop locally owned, CoughlinCars.com. Coughlin has the car for you.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-499-6744. 800-499-6744. 800-499-6744.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds snapped a 4-game losing streak last night by beating the Marlins 7-2. A day after being named an All-Star, pitcher Andrew Abbott justified that decision, pitching 7 innings of shutout ball. Fellow All-Star Ellie De La Cruz added a pair of RBI doubles on the way to the Reds' victory. The Reds will finish their series with the Marlins today. Coverage starts at 4:40 over on ESPN Columbus. And after a 10-game losing streak, the Cleveland Guardians are now on a 3-game winning streak. Homers from both Jose Ramirez and Angel Martinez helped power the Guards past the Astros 4-2. The Guardians start a series in Chicago versus the White Sox tonight. First pitch is at 8:10. This update was sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Visit them in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces and cracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
May make that sound like a bad thing. Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. Click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right there in the chat. Tons of guys already in there today, guys and gals. Jonathan is in there. Silly name. Who names their kid Jonathan? Rusty in there as always. And my guy, Meat Sweats, giving you crap about pizza, which is what he should be doing. We're going to get you on the pizza train. You know, next year we're going to do Pizza Madness again. Us and the afternoon show.
You want to eat pizza in the morning?
No, but we can eat it whenever you normally would eat pizza, like in the evening. And then the next day we could say, hey, these are the 2 matchups. We're going to say this one's better or worse. So you're going to have to refine your palate a little bit. You have to get used to it. Or do I just need to have you not do the segment and Dylan can judge? Dylan, do you like pizza? Are you normal? Are you human?
Who says that I don't like pizza?
You apparently.
That's not. I've never one time in my life said
similar.
I've never one time on this station said that I don't like pizza.
It tastes similar. You don't have an appreciation.
That's a
for
fact.
It. No, but yes, but I could get a steak at just anywhere, or I could go get it at a really nice steakhouse. Isn't there a difference between the 2 places? There has to be.
Yeah,
but it all tastes similar, but it's the differences that we're focused on, Tyvis.
It's a more distinct difference. We
Dylan,
talking about steak.
Pizza to you, does it all taste the same?
I'm a pizza snob because I was born in New York,
Well,
so I
there we go.
hardly eat it when I'm here, and when
See?
I go back, it's the first thing I eat. But for the sake of show purposes, I would try pizza anywhere.
Have you tried Brooklyn pizza up in Powell?
You know, I live pretty close to Powell, and I've wanted to try it. I've sent it to my sister that has the same opinion about pizza as I do, but I have yet to actually like a pizza when people say, hey, this is New York pizza. I think it's all imitation.
That's totally fair. I will tell you.
Mikey's late night slice.
Imitation.
Tyvis.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it, though.
Now, listen. I love the local pizzas here. I grew up in Columbus. I am a Columbus pizza person. I enjoy it very much.
What time is JT's open?
11. I got my watch set to it. Don't worry. Might go there today, honestly, Tyvis. We'll see. See how the rest of the show goes. I might need to just. That's a little trend on TikTok right now. It's just a little something to take the edge off. I just want to have like a JT's pepperoni pizza slice just in my fingers. Like, yeah, just a little something to take the edge off. However, I will tell you, because my dad's side of the family is from New Jersey. And so when we would go back to New Jersey, which I know New York and New Jersey have their own pizza battles going on, but that East Coast, New York, New Jersey style of pizza, it's very hard to replicate out here. That Brooklyn pizza place is the only place I've seen that comes close. For example, have you ever had like a sliced sausage on your pizza?
Yeah.
That's what they do there.
Okay.
And the guy who owns it, I believe his father owned like 4 or 5 pizza places in New York. And so they took all that stuff and brought it out here when they moved out here, and now that's what that place is.
I need to go to New York and get a pizza just to see if it's really that much of a difference.
I recommend Sbarro's, my favorite New York pizza slice. Michael Scott.
John in the chat said we should do donut madness for the morning.
Oh, you know what? That's not bad. Now, how do you feel? But again, how do you feel about a donut? Are they all the same? Or do you find there are differences enough in donuts that you could have a ranking?
They're pretty similar.
Also, how many donuts have you eaten in your life? Like 5? Because you're healthy? You're not eating donuts?
I eat donuts.
Not
Do
that
you eat
often.
like a gourmet donut, though? Like my favorite donut is like has bacon bits on it. You wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's
that's
like
great.
a maple donut
I've never heard
with
of that in
bacon
my
bits on
life.
top. That's my go-to when it comes to a gourmet donut.
That's like a whole breakfast right there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds like diabetes.
And high cholesterol. All
If you want to know what diabetes sounds like,
that,
you're listening to it right here.
Maple donut.
Yeah, with bacon bits on it. Oh,
that's ridiculous.
Don't knock it until you try it.
No, that's ridiculous.
Tyvis.
Like, for what reason?
If I
for
said,
what reason do you need to add bacon to a donut? First of all, who puts bacon on a donut?
People
Why?
taste because it's delicious. Because it's good.
See, this is a shame.
It's contrasting flavors, which is what makes food
That don't
good
even
most
make
of the
sense.
time.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Well,
I go to Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts.
Guess what? I'm now. I don't know if we can make it happen today,
That's
but
it.
I'm going to try very hard tomorrow to make this happen. Because
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Tyvis, you have to try a bacon donut.
I'm not eating no bacon donut.
Okay, but hold on.
That's two totally different things.
Hold on.
That's what makes it great.
Yes.
That's like pineapple on pizza. Like who does that?
Delicious.
It can be
Add
delicious.
jalapenos and bacon on that pizza.
It can
as
be
well.
good. See, I'm not anti-pineapple on a pizza. It's not my favorite.
Y'all out to lunch.
Oh, come on. Have you ever had like a barbecue chicken pizza? That doesn't belong on pizza either, but it's good.
No, that's different.
Have you ever had a taco pizza?
I did.
It doesn't belong, but it's good.
But this is.
It's innovation.
I'm sorry. That's
innovation.
You got to draw the line somewhere. Bacon on a donut.
Imagine if you told Alexander Graham Bell when he founded the telephone, when he was like, founded the telephone, by the way, that's an educated way to say what he did. When he came up with that technology, if you're like, hey, by the way, someday there's going to be a thing called TikTok where we're going to scroll and we're going to see people like doing dances, and that's what your phone is going to be used for primarily.
It's more than that.
He'd say, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. But now we love it. Someone had to innovate.
I don't get on TikTok.
Okay, you just said you were on Instagram. What are you surfing on? Like your laptop for that? No, you're on your phone. I'm saying phones and Instagram, that's not what they were made for, but now they're good. That's what a donut with bacon on it is.
I use social media to keep up with the times.
Right. That's what I do with my bacon donuts.
I need.
It helps me feel what's going on currently.
No, if I eat that thing, I'm legit gonna get down and do some sit-ups right then and there.
That's fine.
That you have to offset that.
Let me prove my point. If I said to you, come on over for breakfast, I'm making a big breakfast spread.
Okay.
And among the things we're going to have eggs. We're going to have a breakfast meat, like bacon. Do you like bacon?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm trying to transition to turkey sausage, though.
Fine. But I'm going to do bacon because it's my house and fat. I'm also going to have some French toast.
Okay.
We're going to have some pancakes, some waffles. Does that all sound good to you? A cup of fruit, some coffee, some orange juice, apple juice, whatever you like. We're going to have all that there. Does that sound good to you?
Sure.
Okay. What if I just said, oops, eggs didn't come out, but the pancakes are still good and the bacon's good? Here you go. That's pretty much what a bacon donut is. It's a bread-like product with maple syrup on it and bacon. And it's a flavor profile that screams breakfast. That's all it is. That's what the donut is. It's breakfast in one little handheld thing.
Well, I wouldn't take the bacon, break it up, and put it on the pancake and eat it like that.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
No, you should not.
No, I agree with you, Dylan. Have you ever had candied bacon?
Yes.
And?
It's delicious.
That's what goes on the donut.
That's what it is.
But
it's candied bacon.
I just don't sound right to me.
That's
a maple donut.
It doesn't sound right
with
but
bacon on it.
Good news, your mouth doesn't have ears, so you just stick it in there and you eat it. You don't have to listen to it. Doesn't have to tell you anything.
I have no shame.
No, I didn't.
When do we draw the line? Has somebody ever given y'all something y'all like, you know what, that's just too much. Like, that's ridiculous.
When it comes to food, I'll try anything once.
Yeah, that's right.
I seen this thing on Instagram Reel. It was this lady. She went to McDonald's and ordered like a bunch of chicken sandwiches, a bunch of Big Macs with fries, and she like put it all in this pan. And like layered it, and then like put cheese on the top of all of it, and like cooked it. I said that's ridiculous.
You may have found my limit there, because I am not a fan of the people on Instagram who that's their thing. Is like, all you need to do is take these random things, like 100 of them, like all this fast food, shove it in a casserole dish, and then pour gravy on it, and now it's like Thanksgiving dinner. No, I don't. I'm not a huge fan of that.
But you try it though.
I would try it just once. I tried it, but I would go in saying this probably is going to suck. All right, we're getting you a bacon donut at some point. I mean, Dylan and I are getting bacon donuts for ourselves because we're going to enjoy them.
Will y'all do sit-ups?
No.
I'll eat it if y'all do sit-ups.
I'll do my one every day. I get up, that's half. I lay down and do the other half. All right, we will talk about Major League Baseball umpires at some point, but next we have the list. Top 5 NFL plays of all time. We'll do that. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, the roads are not looking good, especially for folks over on the east side. No crashes to report or even slowdowns. It's the patches of fog that we're noticing just slowly creep into our area here. 70 at State Route 310 for folks over at Etna. You're definitely noticing some challenges out there. Want to make sure to take it nice and slow. Thankfully, our drive times aren't too bad. We got about in the 70s for miles per hour. Still looking pretty fast out there. But again, be very cautious on the roads. That fog is very concerning this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Save a whole lot more all summer long with hot deals on Meyer brand must-haves.
Like Meyer bottled water?
24 packs for $2.99.
How about Meyer freezer pops?
Yeah, for just $1.99.
Meyer Quencher sparkling water?
69 cents each plus deposit where applicable.
What about ingredients for s'mores?
Of course. Meyer marshmallows for $1, Meyer graham crackers for $2, and Meyer 6-pack chocolate bars for $4 all summer long.
Now that's a good deal better.
Only at Meyer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see patchy dense fog this morning, so safe travels on the way to work. Otherwise, we'll see partly cloudy skies with that fog clearing by late morning. Wake up temperatures in the 60s. And then for this afternoon, the heat and humidity continues with our afternoon highs in the mid to upper 80s. We'll see chances of showers and storms, some which could have heavy downpours and gusty winds. Otherwise, most of us will be partly to mostly sunny with our highs in the upper 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I don't think our friends at Prime Sportsbook Ohio have a line on, will Tyvis eat a bacon maple donut tomorrow morning? But if they did, you would want to take yes. It would be minus 10,000 because we're going to make that happen.
Not if I guess the price,
we're
right?
We're going to make it happen tomorrow. But Prime Sportsbook Ohio, they are your home for all other types of wagers on sports. They've got them for you. And they have their welcome deposit match offer. It's up to $400. You deposit up to $400 on your initial deposit with Prime Sportsbook Ohio. They will match that in bonus bets up to that $400 number. And then those bonus bets are in there for the rest of the year. You can use them all tonight if you want to. betting on baseball or whatever else, Pete Rose. Or you can go and bet on other things. Maybe later in the year, you can use those bonus bets if you want to for football games or hockey games or basketball games. Whatever your pleasure, it's all there. Prime Sportsbook Ohio. You can go download the app right now or visit primesportsbook.com to get started today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. A lot of people saying Buckeye Donuts, the place to go for the bacon maple donut. And I've had that one, and it is epic.
I did Campus Eats at Buckeye Donut.
You were there. You were interviewed by Food Network.
Big Ten Network.
Oh, Big Ten Network did. They said Food Network.
I did. I've done Campus Eats for the Big Ten twice.
Why do they ask you? Because you don't obviously like food.
What did you
walked in and like, these are
I had
donuts suck. I hate
I had a
them.
breakfast sandwich there.
They do have good breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
They're a legit restaurant.
They gonna tell me I ain't no.
You know what makes a good...
I'm not a Buckeye because I haven't had a maple bacon donut from Buckeye Donut. First of all, I did a whole show at Buckeye Donut, so therefore, I am the epitome of what a Buckeye is.
Tyvis, you know what makes a great bun for a sandwich? A donut.
Yeah. If you never had a donut burger?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's good.
I like to do things where, like, I don't feel ashamed.
2 Krispy Kreme donuts smashed on the griddle, and then you stick the burger in between.
I'm going to tell you the worst thing I did.
Put some bacon on it, too.
The worst thing where I actually felt ashamed that I did this.
Yeah.
KFC had this thing called the double decker.
Oh, yeah.
Where they had the 2 chicken.
Yeah, the bun was chicken.
Yes.
And then it had bacon and cheese.
It was delicious, but I felt the shame. Like, this is too much. I shouldn't have did this.
No, I never feel shame. It's just part of my problem, which is how you end up looking like me. No shame. I actually have shame, but I just eat in my car where no one can see, and then I just keep going.
Well, your windows are tinted. Jonathan in the chat says that some guy he used to work with on a lunch break, they would go to Subway. He would get the meatball sub and add tuna. He said that's disgusting. See? That's too much.
Hold on.
Oh, you two foodies? Y'all wouldn't try that?
One, I'm not a big fan of tuna.
Me neither.
So that's part of why.
You don't like a good tuna melt?
No.
Oh, man.
No, I don't like, but also, like, if you said, hey, there's a donut with pickles on it, I don't like pickles. It doesn't mean it should exist. And if you like pickles, I hope it's good.
So it don't matter what the combination is. If it's food that you like, you'll try it.
Tomorrow, if you have a religious experience, you come in saying, I don't eat bacon anymore, I will respect that and say, I'm never going to try to make you eat a bacon donut. Like, I respect your dietary preferences.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, assalamu alaikum.
The best, the worst, and sometimes even the dumbest. It's all here on the list.
I'm ready. I'm good for that. That's fine. I respect your dietary choices.
No longer call me Tyvis. Shabazz.
My guy. I'm with it. That's good. We're all there. All right. Top 5 NFL plays of all time is the topic today. We're all going to go with our number 5, our number 4, etc. So my number 5 top NFL play of all time. Mike Vick, 2002. Overtime winner versus the Vikings. If you don't remember this play, he was at midfield and he looked down the field. He surveyed. He pats the ball a couple times and he says, "The hell with it. I'm Michael Vick and it's 2002." And he ran through the entire Vikings defense and scored a touchdown to win the game. So that was a pretty great one right there. What's your number 5?
My number 5, this was a big moment for me because I watched this live and I just remember, like, this was so crazy to see. It was Deshaun Jackson's punt return against the Giants. It was a tie game and they punted it at the end and he drops the punt, picks it up, goes right, left, and then boom, goes right down the middle as time expires. I watched that like, I can't believe I just watched a walk-off punt return. He just won the game on a punt return. It was crazy. But that's when Deshaun Jackson was like, to me, the fastest dude I've ever seen in my life.
He was one of the fastest guys to ever play in the NFL, and you just couldn't tackle him was the other thing.
Yeah.
He just had the moves and everything else. Number 5 for you, Dylan.
This might be recency bias, but it's the Saquon Barkley backwards hurdle.
You know what? I thought of putting that one in there because I'm with you. It could be recency bias, but it's damn good. And I think 20 years from now, we're still going to be talking about that play.
They put it in Madden.
I can't put anything with Saquon because I've been on the opposite end of the hurdle from him. So, therefore, he will never be on my list.
That's just jealousy.
That's fine. You call it what you want.
At least he didn't hurdle you backwards.
That's true.
right.
That is always somebody that's worse. They get it worse than you.
Number 4 on my list, the Music City Miracle, Frank Wycheck to Kevin Dyson. That toss across the field goes for 75 yards.
Yeah.
There was like 10 seconds left in that game. Bills versus Titans, and the Bills had just gone ahead, and then they had their hearts broken again. I feel for Bills fans because it's yet another NFL moment that involves you losing in heartbreaking fashion, but that one was great.
Number 4, and it's sad I got to put this on this list because I was so cool with a lot of people that played on this Saints team, but it's the Minneapolis Miracle. You know, they threw the corner route to Stephon Diggs, Marcus Williams misses the tackle, and boom, Stephon Diggs takes it to the house, throws the helmet.
That helmet has not landed yet still.
I sat there and I was in disbelief, like, wow, that really just happened. And I remember texting Vaughn right after the game, like, is you all right? It was because Mike, Vaughn, I think Eli, like and maybe
all the guys you played with.
Yeah, all the people I played with was there, and I just like felt so bad for them that they lost in that fashion. And Vaughn was like, they don't even, nobody want to talk to Mike.
No, wouldn't blame him. Dylan, your number 4.
My number 4 is also the Music City Miracle.
There we go.
With the laterals and the schoolyard BS, as they would say, in the longest yard that actually worked for a touchdown.
It did. Number 3 for me, Santonio Holmes' catch against the Cardinals in the Super Bowl. It's the throw and the catch, but the fact, and I know you're a defensive back, but I
hated it.
There's like 4 dudes around him.
I know.
He has about two, maybe a square yard of places where he could like stand, and that's where the ball found him. I hate giving the Steelers credit. I hate giving Ben Roethlisberger credit.
But it's Antonio Holmes. I mean, he's a great Buckeye.
Love it for a Buckeye.
But like, I hated it. I hated it in the moment.
That play is tough, though. Go watch it and tell me it's not one of the greatest catches of all time.
Oh, it was.
And one of the greatest throws
You know
of
what
all
the funny
time.
thing is? I had a homeboy. I think I bet on this game. As a kid, I betted on this game. And I came back to school, and the dude that I betted, as soon as he seen me, he just like, did you see that catch? And I used to be so mad. Like, why would you do that?
Dylan, or go ahead, Tyvis. Your number 3.
My number 3 is the Malcolm Butler pick in the Super Bowl.
That's
like
good.
That one, obviously me being friends with a lot of people at the LOB, I hated it. But in the moment, I was not friends with a lot of people at the LOB. And I thought it was one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history. To me personally,
I still don't know how he did it.
To be able to dissect what's about to come and jump that route on that play, like that's for the game. Like they get to the game's over. And it was, I want to say it was around the time I had did the Team Up North interception. I want to say it might have been the same season, maybe.
There you go.
So it was ironic that happened.
Number 3 for you, Dylan.
Also the Malcolm Butler INT in the
There you
Super
go.
Bowl.
Look at that.
Good call.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me. Now, this goes back to your Seattle guys, a little before your time, I believe, right? The Beast Quake.
Oh, yeah.
That was Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
One of my just all-time favorite dudes. Like, just a guy I always loved.
It's the way he finished the play.
Yes.
That's always
when he goes
legendary.
over the line and gives him a little something.
Yeah.
How you doing? But just the fact that it caused an earthquake with that stadium, I wish I could have been there. That's awesome.
My number 2 is the Odell catch. It was, to get pass interference and then still throw your hand up and make that catch like that was wow. Like
insane
all the memes that came after that was hilarious. It was definitely one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Number 2 for you, Dylan.
My number 2 is the David Tyree helmet catch in Super Bowl 42. I just feel like every time you watch an opening of any NFL game, you see that play where it seemed like David Tyree had Velcro on his helmet.
It's an amazing play.
Just stuck to it.
I didn't have that in my top 5 just because
You
for
are
me,
out
I'm
of your
a
mind.
bit of a hater. Well, where do you have it? You have it number 1? No, I have it not on the list. My number 1 is Philly Special. The fact they called it, the fact they ran it in that spot, in that moment, the fact that Nick Foles, right? Isn't he the one who kind of said, like, let's run Philly Special? And Doug Peterson's like, all right. Like, this is a big moment. And your head coach is like, all right, man, you feel like that? Let's go. To trust your guys, I just love that. I love a coach giving it to the players and saying, what do you guys want to do? Let's run your play. That's fine.
The fact that you two don't have David Tyree's catch as number 1, I no longer want to know you two.
Okay, that's fine.
That's unbelievable.
It's fine. I think
he caught it off his helmet.
I think Odell
for the game. Like, that was for game.
It was for game.
Yeah, no, that
lucky.
Yeah, that ain't no
Lucky
luck.
catch.
That was an incredible catch, and I know that Julian Edelman tried to do something similar, and it wasn't just off the helmet. It was actually a pretty good catch as well. But that David Tite, like I don't think anybody else could ever really pull that type of catch off.
Dylan, what's your number one?
The immaculate reception, which to me is the greatest catch in NFL history, which may have also not actually been a catch.
Right.
But I feel like when you see highlights of NFL, that's like the top tier one. So immaculate reception for me.
So many plays that I go back and watch now, and I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. That would have been reviewed. Like, they would have absolutely spent 10 minutes looking at that play and say, I don't know if he got that one. Or like in basketball, it's like, oh, that shot was great. I don't know if he left his hand, but they didn't review it. So what are you going to do? All right, good stuff. We will talk about reviews because Major League Baseball is going to bring in something they should have done a long time ago. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Thursday. We are still noticing patches of fog slowly creep into our region here, and this is for folks on our east side taking 70 as well as our west side taking 70 leading into the city. Taking a closer look at that drive time and those commutes here, 70 eastbound just north of West Jefferson got you at 60 miles per hour. Not too bad, but of course, as more people head out the door and we have that ongoing construction out there, that could be concerning. So again, I want to make sure people take it nice and slow and are very, very, very cautious this morning. Again, fog in the area definitely causing some concerns. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
Next week, All-Star game. Of course, the All-Star break means that Reds and guards get a little bit of a reprieve. I saw that Jose Ramirez said he's not going to take part in the All-Star game festivities because he is trying to gear up for the second part of the season. Then he went out last night and hit a home run, third in 3 games, I think, as the Guardians swept the Astros. I declared them dead. And ever since I did that, they can't stop winning. So,
well, I mean, it's
you're
really,
welcome, Guardians
I'm gonna
fans.
tell you what it is. So, one of the producers from the Cleveland show texts me, and he says that your boy is the ultimate glue guy. If you don't know, I'm a huge John Kinsey Noel, aka Big Christmas guy.
Yeah.
And when ever since they called him back up, he ain't hitting well. But they ain't lost the game. No. I'm just saying.
They love him back on the roster.
Just saying.
With the big club. That could be the secret. I don't know. What I do know is
Christmas up, they win games.
I didn't think they'd do anything in Houston, and now they've swept that series, and now they get the White Sox next, and that'll close out their pre-All-Star game schedule.
Yep.
Then when they get back from the All-Star break, they are taking on the A's. Then it's the Royals, who obviously are going to be a tougher out. And then after that, they play the Orioles. So, I mean, you're talking 3 or 4 series in the next 4 where they are going up against some of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. And the Royals are a team that if you have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs, you should absolutely be competitive against them. So that is what leads you, for Guardians fans, that's what gets you to the deadline. So your team could go from having that 10-game awful losing streak. I'm not trying to give you false hope. I don't think they're very good. I do not think they are going to do anything in the playoffs. I don't think they're making the playoffs at this point.
Right.
However, if there's a stretch that could get them back in it, it's this next month. Like you have all the opportunities sitting right there in front of you if you can take care of business in some of these series the next few weeks. But that's the biggest if. We'll find out. Major League Baseball in the All-Star game, though, did announce that they're going to use the ABS, the automatic ball strike system. So that is a challenge system that they used. Remember in spring training where guys were like tapping their helmets whenever they didn't like a call? You'll be able to do that in the All-Star game. They are trying to roll this thing out as much as they can to get people used to it, because I am quite sure they haven't made a decision yet, but that feels like that's happening next year, that they're going to allow for a challenge of the balls and strikes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
It's been some this season, which is every season, where it's just like egregious. Like, I can't believe you even call. I think I just seen Stephen Kwan do it. One of these Houston games, it was a full count. He takes the pitch. It's a ball. He was throwing his bat to go walk to first base, and they called him out. He looked like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Now, the way the challenge system works, if you are not familiar with it, they've been using it in AAA. So if you've gone to Clippers games, you probably have seen it. They've been in the minors since like 2021. They've been using it. But you can tap your head basically, and that is only from the pitcher, catcher, or the batter can make that challenge. So you can't be shortstop, can't challenge it and say, no, that looked good. Can't do that. But I do now in the All-Star game, I think the rule is you get 2 of these per game, and then if you are successful, you get another one.
Okay.
Right? So it's not like every at-bat, every pitch they're going to do this. I'm sure someone will use it in the All-Star game, but the All-Star game is always so kind of laughable and fun.
Well,
it's competitive.
It's outside of the NHL, the most competitive All-Star game.
Oh, now at the NHL, you're saying doing the Four Nations thing? Well, yeah, that's not right.
Like
that format
they compete
back competitiveness.
They compete in this. Like last year, watching Paul Skeens go up against all those top hitters, like he was trying to strike them out. Like we ain't out here to have no fun. I'm out here trying to let you know, this is what it is.
No, but I could also see guys who were like former teammates. Remember in spring training, I can't remember. I want to say someone was going up against maybe Max Scherzer. I can't remember, but it was 2 guys who had history who were teammates, and the batter, whoever it was, first pitch came in and it was like right down the middle, and he looked at the ump and just tapped his helmet. He took the strike and then he tapped his helmet, and they both laughed because it was just like this. We're just goofing around. We know that's not challengeable, right? But I feel like that'll happen in the All-Star game more than it'll be. But maybe we'll have it used in a big moment. We'll find out. But the thing about that, you can't challenge, the bench can't challenge, and you can't sit there for 10 minutes and look at a video and go, hang on, I want to challenge it. It has to be instant. And I remember Nick Wright from Fox Sports saying something about the NBA challenge system.
The review.
Because every player does this, challenge that. I got fouled when they miss a shot. And he was saying, you ought to make that able to be called from the players instantly. Like, if you do that signal, that's a challenge. There's no talking to the coach. There's no, wait, we didn't mean that. That'll cut that out real quick. Major League Baseball actually is doing that with this. And I'm sure when they institute it in the real games, eventually, that's what it'll be, is you tap your own helmet and say that was a strike or that was a ball or whatever. And then that's probably the way it's going to go, not having a million of these reviewed every game. But players are going to have to think about that, because if it's the first inning and you got I don't want to strike out here, that's bad for my stats. You may not want to waste that in the first inning, though, because you might need it in the 7th, 8th, or 9th when it gets a little more of a crunch time situation.
I'm sure that there will be rules on this one. You better not call it in no first inning unless you are 1,000% sure that was a ball.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see just how many times the umps really do get it wrong, and does that help the umps get better? But I think for the most part, I think the umps get it right.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's, what is it? Is it umpire auditor? I think I follow a Twitter account that Common Man actually told me about. And
we got a comment man in the chat.
Go follow that Twitter account, and you'll see just how bad they are. Because I know it's a tough job, but it's like
as far as like calling strikes and balls,
they have games where it's like this umpire missed 14 ball strike calls, like on a pitch that actually determined whether it was a walk or a strike, like full counts and stuff like that. Like they're missing everything. It's bad, man.
I feel like it ain't that bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
There's going to be 14 challenges a game. They go get ready.
What they ought to do, because I know in the minors, at least one of the minor leagues, what they did for a few years was all of the calls came from the ABS system. All of them came from that. And then if you had and the umpire would stand there and say, that's a ball, that's a strike, but he's getting it in his ear, ball, strike, whatever. And if you didn't like it, then there's no one to argue with. Because it's like these are all being done digitally.
Don't you like the human element of it, of the sport?
Not when it comes to that. Like the balls and strikes, like
the most egregious
I want someone to still be there to call like safe or out, and then we can review that. I want those kind of things.
I still to this day think the most egregious missed call I've ever seen was the Rams Saints pass interference. To where they next year came up with the rule that you could challenge pass interference.
I'm trying to remember which one that was.
It was in the playoffs. It might have been to go to the Super Bowl, but the guy had clearly PI'd.
Yeah. Was it in the back of the end zone or something? Is that it? Or no?
I don't think it was in the end.
I have to go back and look at that.
But it was clear as day, and they did not call him. I just to this day.
I have to look that one up.
The Saints probably could have went on to win the Super Bowl.
Well, the one that I know that I'm sure the umpire Jim Joyce would want back. That was the one where the Tigers pitcher, I feel like his last name was Galarraga.
Andres Galarraga.
It wasn't Andres Galarraga. Wasn't that guy?
He was a hitter.
He was a hitter, but there was I can't remember that pitcher who had a perfect game going, and it got to the final out, and it's a play at first, and it was close. But they called the runner safe, and even the runner was like covering his helmet, going like, "Oh no!" Like I was not safe.
Armando
Galarraga,
yep.
That's right. And Armando Galarraga is like running over there to celebrate, and then he sees the safe call, and he just kind of smiles and goes, "Ah."
This is agreed.
And the next day, Jim Joyce, they had him like I think he was maybe the home plate up or something. They had Andres Galarraga. It wasn't Andres Galarraga. Who did you say? Armando, right. Armando Galarraga came out with the lineup card, and they had like a moment where they shook hands, and he was in tears apologizing for getting that call wrong. If they had a review back then, he would have had a perfect game because he was in no way was that dude safe. But that stands as being not a perfect game in Major League Baseball, even though that dude pitched an absolute perfect game. Did everything right.
The thing with that, though, is I think it's more memorable because of how you just told the story than if he would have had a perfect game. I feel like people wouldn't be talking about Armando Galarraga.
You know what, though? I'm sure he'd rather be forgotten by history and remembered for having a perfect game. Like, just to be able to say, like, I had it. It's in the books, as opposed to it being, well, and I'm sure Jim Joyce, that umpire, because I remember his name more than I remember the dude who pitched it. That's what's sad, right? So that's not good on my part. But yeah, terrible. See, that's the human element I don't like, Tyvis. I want them to get the call right.
I mean, I do too, but like that's part of it though. Like it's part of the game.
I guess
if that's the case, I want my interception on Connor Cook that I had back when he played Michigan State in 2014. That they said the ball hit the ground, and I'm telling you, as sure as my name is Tyvis C. Powell. It did not hit that ground.
The C stands for Cardale?
No, the C stands for Cash Money.
Oh, okay. I thought your name was Shabazz.
You right. Shabazz.
At least when it comes to that bacon donut tomorrow, that's right. An NFL team made a fantastic decision about their uniforms. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are still noticing patches of fog slowly move into our region here. Still, the bad parts are going to be over on the east side and the west side. 70 at State Route 310 over by Etna. Definitely looking a little bit slower this morning. People are very cautious, though, so that is some good news. Still no major crashes or even accidents and delays to report as of right now. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included. Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
Lindsay Automotive is Central Ohio's big certified pre-owned outlet. LindsayCertified.com makes it easy to find the right car at the right price. All models include certified warranties and inspections, new car financing, and more.
Up to 1,000 pre-owned to choose from.
No matter what kind of vehicle you're looking for, Lindsay has it. Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You'll love the shopping experience, whether online or in person.
Shop LindsayCertified.com.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
The podcast is there for you. Just find it wherever you get podcasts. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis. Add it to your lineup of podcasts you already listen to, or maybe you listen to none, and we can be your first. We'd be honored to do so. Either way, just make sure you subscribe, add it, maybe even leave a rating. That'll help other people find it. But then you'll find in your inbox of your podcast every single day a new episode from us. Well, 5 days a week. Saturday and Sunday, you're on your own. But you can catch up over the weekend with what we talked about. And then right back in on Monday. It's all there. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis in your app store, wherever you get podcasts. You'll find it right there. So the Washington Commanders They have a new uniform that they unveiled for their third alternate uniform. They obviously have the home and away. Then you get your third one. That third one, though, is nice. It's a harken back to the late 80s, early 90s, the Super Bowl era, as they're calling it.
I didn't see the difference.
What?
I don't see the difference in the jerseys. Don't.
Tyvis?
You talking about the white ones that they unveiled?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? What? You kidding me?
What do you mean you don't see? You've seen their current jerseys, right? They have like Commanders on it. They're nice. They're fine. But these are the actual colors that they used to use. The shade is just a little bit different. But it's the way the bands are on the arm. It's the subtlety. This is why he can't tell the difference between pizza.
All jerseys look the same.
No, I ain't say that.
How do you not see a difference?
I don't see it.
What are you talking about?
Listen, they dropped these yesterday. I seen Tim comment on it, and I'm looking at the jersey like,
I mean,
what changed?
What do you mean what changed? Look at the sleeves. All right, look at the sleeves.
So you mean to tell me right now that it's a big deal because of the sleeves?
Yes. Tyvis.
The sleeves.
Tyvis, you're a Buckeye. You know this.
I have an issue with the gray not being on the sleeves. Yes.
That's the same thing we're talking about. Look at the two jerseys. We have a Hawk and a Carpenter in here. The Carpenter has the gray and white sleeves.
This is blasphemy.
The AJ one is the red, white, and black.
The fact that they don't have gray on the sleeves at Ohio State, it should be a sin.
Okay. Yes. So when they break out for the national championship game, when they break out the special jerseys, didn't they do that with your team?
Yes.
That was when they brought those out.
So because they put the yellow back on the sleeve, that's what I was supposed to see. Because it's not like I'm a huge Commanders fan. Like I looked at the jersey and I'm like, I swear I looked at it yesterday like,
okay,
what am I supposed to be hyped about?
Here's what I've learned in life is that even if I can't initially see what the big deal is, when someone who is a stakeholder and very much invested in it, when they say this is a big deal, like Timmy Hall yesterday had a full-blown pants tent over this online because it's something that as a guy who grew up rooting for that team, he immediately saw the differences and was like, oh, this is fantastic.
Good for him.
So, yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, all right, it looks kind of similar. And then I started looking at it again. I go, oh, yeah, I see. Okay,
well, up until 7:50, I did not know the difference until just right now. Like that, I was like, why is everybody up in arms about this?
It's a big change. It's a good one, though. It's something that they should do. They should lean into that. And quite honestly, I already saw a lot of people saying, why don't they make that the primary uniform? Home and away, go with the different colors, obviously.
Why stop there? Change the name back then. Why stop there? Just go ahead and just rebrand the whole thing.
I heard a former USFL owner saying just such a thing not too long ago. So there are people who feel that way. You're not wrong.
Says the guy with the Chief Wahoo hat on right now.
That's not a Chief Wahoo.
It's not a Chief Wahoo, but it's what is that hat?
Shout out my boy Swagnito. He took the Chief Wahoo and made him black.
Okay.
So I got waves and a gangster grill.
Okay.
With the earring.
That's even better.
Yes, sir.
First time I saw that.
I wish I could get a close up on it.
First time I saw that hat, I said, what I know is it's not for me to wear.
You could wear this.
No, I don't need to wear that.
So back in the day, it was okay for you to wear Redskins and Indians, but now that he's black, now all of a sudden we can't do it. Because he's black? Is that what it is, Tebow?
One, I feel like there's so many things that I look back on now and go, oh, yeah, that was bad. So I don't feel like for me, it's good to go back and be like, yeah, let's bring that back. For me, no, I'm out on Chief Wahoo. I'm out on the Redskins name. Quite honestly, I feel like at some point we're going to look at Kansas City Chiefs and Atlanta Braves, everybody going like, oh, like that thing. Every time that happens, I go, that's not good. That feels bad. Feels bad, but whatever.
Tim is mad at me because he says that I'm a lunatic.
Timmy Hall's texting you right now because he's right that you are insane that you can't see the difference.
I didn't know. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing.
First of all, to be fair, Tim, nobody paid attention to them until last year anyways.
Well,
since they last wore these jerseys.
That's right.
That's why he's excited. It's from their Super Bowl
why
era.
I was supposed to know that they didn't have yellow on the sleeve? I don't pay attention to them.
They have yellow on the sleeve. It's the way the yellow and the white are all arranged. It's very minor differences, yes, but they're the minor differences are what uniforms are made of. That's the difference.
He said he wants to call in.
Go ahead, Dylan. Have him call in and put him on. Tim, call in right now. Because someone else needs to set you straight. I've already tried to do that for you, but yes, these are important. I will never forget this, Tyvis. We used to have a guy who worked here, a boss. I walked in one day with a blue hat on, with an orange N and Y in stylized writing on the hat. It was a New York Mets hat. Mm-hmm. And I walked in, and this guy said to me, I've never seen a Yankees hat like that before. And I said, well, that's because it's not a Yankees hat. It's a Mets hat. And he goes, oh, well, I just saw the N and the Y and thought it was Yankees. It's the subtle differences that make that different. Because he's right. It's a blue hat with N and Y on it.
He's wrong.
He is wrong. That's why I'm saying it's the subtleties that make the difference.
But that's a different blue and it's got orange.
Yes, I know, but that's why he's an idiot. And that's why he doesn't work here anymore, because he didn't know what he was talking about. Dylan, is he there?
He's not.
Okay, well,
should we just wait till the top?
No, we'll just, you know what? Hang up on him. It's too late. Hang up on him. All right, maybe Timmy Hall, but if not, then what we will do is talk about one of the biggest stories no one's talking about in the NFL. Had another break in the story yesterday. We'll do that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are still noticing patches of fog slowly move into our region here. Still, the bad parts are going to be over on the east side and the west side. 70 at State Route 310 over by Etna. Definitely looking a little bit slower this morning. People are very cautious, though, so that is some good news. Still no major crashes or even accidents and delays to report as of right now. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV, July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. I've been taking the low T treatment at Tri-State Men's Health for a little under a year now. So I was really just struggling with finding the energy to accomplish the things I wanted to do every day. By the end of the workday, I was very drained and tired and found it hard to concentrate and get my job done, and was looking for something to kind of get that edge back. Once I started taking the treatment, I felt probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks more energy. And the thing that really I noticed right away was sleeping. Now I get a solid 8 hours. You know, I'm going on vacation. I'm enjoying myself. So men out there, if you're struggling with any of the symptoms I was, low energy, brain fog, lack of sleep, I would highly recommend you call Tri-State Men's Health. You won't regret it.
Thanks, Chad. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Vendor Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York. Evan Cohen here. According to a recent ZipRecruiter survey, 76% of employers plan to expand headcount for 2025. If you're one of these employers, add ZipRecruiter's latest feature, Zip Intro, to your hiring plan. It does most of the work for you, so you save time. Just pick a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. You can even meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds snapped a 4-game losing streak last night by beating the Marlins 7-2. A day after being named an All-Star, pitcher Andrew Abbott justified that decision, pitching 7 innings of shutout ball. Fellow All-Star Ellie De La Cruz added a pair of RBI doubles on the way to the Reds' victory. The Reds will finish their series with the Marlins today. Coverage starts at 4:40 over on ESPN Columbus. And after a 10-game losing streak, the Cleveland Guardians are now on a 3-game winning streak. Homers from both Jose Ramirez and Angel Martinez helped power the Guards past the Astros 4-2. The Guardians start a series in Chicago versus the White Sox tonight. First pitch is at 8:10. This update was brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net.
2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, we're going to find out if I'm crazy or Tyvis is crazy. Because now in the break, Fish has come in and said he didn't see a difference in the Commanders' uniforms, the new ones versus the alternates.
Reimer didn't see it.
Reimer didn't see it. Baker is like, how could you not
Tito
see
didn't
a difference?
see it.
So Timmy Hall is on the phone from our afternoon show, Common Man and Timmy. Listen every day, 3 to 6 p.m. Timmy, are you okay?
I don't get it.
Are you okay? What is going on?
I don't get it.
I don't either.
We got multiples now. I got to wake up to this crap. Tyvis, I knew that you were nuts. I knew you were a psychopath. But then all of a sudden, I'm sitting here waiting to pick my son up from football practice, and you're going to tell me that those uniforms, you see no difference? Your team just had a rebrand. They just had a rebrand.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that? Look at the white uniforms that they had. They suck. They're terrible.
Wait, let me go.
Color faded in the numbers. They got black and white on the sleeves and red. It's not the same color. It's not the same gold. They're not even close.
Yeah. I mean, they even changed the stripe on the helmet, right? Like, that was another part of this where they added the right stripe on there.
It's almost like they should have never changed the uniforms as far as the color scheme went. They had to take the word Redskins off of it, but they shouldn't have changed anything else, and they just went back to it, and it was glorious. And I got to wake up and listen to you saying that, oh, nothing happened. Pepsi's just like Coke.
Oh, that's right. Don't, Timmy. It's
that is true. That is true.
Here's what I learned about Tyvis today.
Pepsi and Coke is quite similar. It's very similar.
He doesn't see a difference. Most pizzas are exactly the same.
No, it's similar.
Similar.
They're very similar.
Pepsi and Coke are similar. But ask him about different flavors of ranch, and he's got big opinions on that. So now that's where we are.
Marzetti's ranch is superior.
God.
Just go throw that.
God.
Jet's ranch is superior.
Oh God!
It's a difference.
Jack just sat in the car. He's saying that the new Commander's uniform looks exactly the same as the ones they've been wearing.
I'm just
nuts or what?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's saying they don't look the same at all.
Right.
But okay, wait.
Was the white Bengals helmet the same, just different because it was white? Is that what we talking about?
To be fair, Tim, I have not paid attention to the Commanders until this year. The last time I paid attention to the Commanders was when they had Clinton Portis, Santana Moss, those type of guys.
Oh,
and
Clinton had a nice neck, didn't he? Hey, by the way, Tyvis,
a good neck.
By the way, I'm too pissed off. I got to go. I played golf with the very guy whose 8-iron you chucked into the lake 2 years ago. He had to get an entire new set because of you.
Yeah.
You owe him a set of golf clubs.
Well, that's because he's
Bobby owe him a set of golf clubs. It's Bobby's fault. I told Bobby I couldn't golf.
I know you don't have hands, and that's why you play DB. You got to hold on to the club, okay?
Well, I haven't been out there. I got a glove now, so I got to go test it out.
Oh boy! Hey, great show, boy.
Timmy, I love you. I miss you. Go to hell. I'll see you later.
Love you guys.
Tell
Go to
Jack we
hell.
said hi. All right. Yeah, there you go. Timmy Hall. Listen to afternoons 3 to 6. Him and Common Man doing their versions of stupid and insane every day, and I love it. I'm here for it. All right. So also stupid and insane the way the NFL is handling this little collusion trial that they had where it's really not the NFL being insane, I guess. It's the Players Association because the NFL is going to protect themselves. That's what they do.
Yes.
But the Players Association is supposed to protect the interest of the players.
Mm-hmm.
The allegation was that the NFL owners were artificially keeping contract values down after Deshaun Watson got his ridiculous deal from the Browns. They all got together and said, we can't do that again. That's stupid. And the next few quarterback contracts that were signed, for the most part, stayed below that. So that led to an investigation. The outcome of that in January was an arbitrator said, well, Roger Goodell and the brass at the NFL did tell the owners, you should collude to keep the salaries low. But then a few of the NFL owners gave out a couple salaries that weren't as low as they had expected, and the owners, it couldn't be found that they all agreed to actually collude, but they were encouraged to by Roger Goodell. That's something you'd think the Players Association would want to know about. Something that you think the average NFL player would want in their back pocket for the next time they go to negotiate a CBA.
Yes.
Players Association decided not to publish this info. They both agreed to keep it under wraps. And it wasn't until Pablo Torre put that out there on his podcast where they found this and released this 61-page document that showed all the stuff that had happened that this even got out there. So yesterday, the news is the NFLPA filed a grievance and an appeal of this ruling and said, oh, yeah, maybe we should have done this 6 months ago when this ruling came out.
It's interesting that this comes out because remember back before I got kicked out of the NFL for not being good anymore, it was when they was doing the new CBA 2020. And all the way up until the years before 2020, they was saying, save your money because it's going to be a lockout. And then they came out with this thing that was like, you got every player that's in the league that's on a roster will vote on the new CBA. Yes, no. So all the veterans used to be like, no. You say no because that's not a good deal. What they're trying to give us is not a good deal. And it's so funny that the NFLPA is the one that kind of negotiated the deal. And they had their spokespeople come out and say, this is a good deal. We should take this deal. And some of the players, I'm listening to them talk, and I'm like, wait a minute. The players here saying, no, that's not a good deal. But y'all are saying it is a good deal. So now you fast forward to this, it makes me question if they really do have the best interest in the players or not, or are they just in cahoots with the owners?
Well, the guy who's in charge of the PA, the executive director, is Lloyd Howell Jr., okay? And now he's under fire for that exact reason because multiple players, when this came out, obviously phoned their reps on their team and probably were like, how did we not know about this? Why were we not being told any of this? And I can't blame the players at all for feeling that way, right? I mean, that's what I personally think the NFLPA is there to do, is to hold the owners to account. So when the guy directing it says, oh, yeah, you owners, almost did this. Roger Goodell specifically did say, you guys should do this, through him and his, other people in his front office. They said, you guys should absolutely keep these salaries down. You cannot have more Deshaun Watson contracts out there. That's insane. That's up to the owners to do. That's supposed to be the free market that you operate in a little bit. But if Roger Goodell had been successful in getting the owners to buy into what he said, that would be classic collusion, no questions asked.
But if I'm a player,
I think that's important for players to know.
If I'm a player, who has my back is the question. Because Roger Goodell is with the owners. The owners is for the owners. And now the NFLPA is taking deals, backdoor deals with the owners. And it's like, so are we really getting the best deals out of these CBAs or not? It's very confusing to me.
Pablo Torre and Mike Florio were both digging to get this because they had heard about it, but they wanted to confirm it.
Yeah.
So they got that info. And, well, Pablo Torre did, but if he didn't, maybe Mike Florio would have. Those two guys were basically the only ones really looking into this, it sounds like. Because even when they published it, most of the NFL media, whether that's ESPN or like NFL.com, which has a lot of guys who are employed and take a paycheck from the same owners that pay Roger Goodell, that questions the journalistic integrity of that is kind of questionable, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that not a lot of outlets tried to report on this until it got out there, and then they all said, okay, I guess we'll do our report, because now they have to, because it's in the public sphere. Imagine if those two guys hadn't dug on this. It probably would never be known.
No. And you know what the crazy thing is? How much more stuff is out there that we never know?
Well, and that's where I understand if people say, why do I care if the players – I don't care if millionaire athletes aren't getting the most money possible. I don't make anywhere near that. Why should I care about that? What I think is interesting is that Roger Goodell, who is a guy who makes $60 million a year and who goes out on stage every draft and hugs these players and becomes like best buddies with them, when you find out that behind closed doors, what he's actually doing is telling the billionaires how they can keep more money from your favorite players or from guys who are out there with concussions and broken legs and everything else that players go through. That, to me, is a story that I find interesting. The rich telling the guys who are trying to become wealthy, who are playing this game, busting their ass, you don't need all that money. Why don't you just go sit over here and be quiet and go over there and don't do anything? That is a story that I think passes all lines of whether you are making $20,000 a year or $2 million a year. Mm-hmm. I find that story to be compelling because that is what our society does not need right now, is Roger Goodell and billionaires like him or the guys he works for trying to screw over the little guy. I just think that's not good. So I think that the fact the NFL tried to hide this and the Players Association, or at least this Lionel Hollins who runs the Players Association, Lloyd Howe Jr., my bad.
Yeah.
That's terrible that he's.
It's just crazy how these owners are really not trying to give out fully guaranteed contracts. Like, that has been their biggest thing, is that they do not want to give out fully guaranteed contracts.
No, but who was it that did get one that was like the one they can point to and be like, oh, well, that contract was different. It wasn't Lamar's contract, was it?
Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins was the first to do it.
Was it?
But he took like way less money.
There was one there was only one contract that came out after that Deshaun Watson
Dak
deal.
Prescott.
It was Dak's deal. That's right.
We got 231.
And who did that? Probably the richest owner in the NFL, Jerry Jones. At least as far as how much his team's worth. I mean, some of the other guys may have a little bit more money, but Jerry Jones is the guy who will absolutely say, oh, we got to make sure it doesn't look like collusion. So here you go, Dak. I'll just make it happen. That's probably how it worked. One conference says preseason polls suck. I wonder if they're right. I'll tell you next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Thursday morning. While we are noticing patches of fog, especially for our folks over on the east side and the west side, I want to focus on folks over in the north. Powell and Worthington looking at you. 270 at US 23 looking a lot busier right now as more people head out the door. Drive time's a lot slower too. 23 northbound got you at 35 miles per hour over by Mount Air. But again, 315 as well. 270, that's looking a lot slower this morning. No crashes still to talk about as of stores right now. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Right now, select varieties are only $2.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces, and strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons at participating U.S. restaurants.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see patchy dense fog this morning, so safe travels on the way to work. Otherwise, we'll see partly cloudy skies with that fog clearing by late morning. Wake up temperatures in the 60s, and then for this afternoon, the heat and humidity continues with our afternoon highs in the mid to upper 80s. We'll see chances of showers and storms, some which could have heavy downpours and gusty winds. Otherwise, most of us will be partly to mostly sunny with our highs in the upper 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We will take the seventh caller now, 614-821-9710. The winner, seventh caller, gets a pair of tickets to see Ohio State taking on Grambling in the Shoe Saturday, September 6th. One grand prize winner from all the winners this week will receive 2 nights at the Blackwell Valet Parking, 2 Fisher pregame passes, and tickets to the game. But seventh caller now wins the 2 tickets to see OSU taking on Grambling. Buckeye Saturdays begin at OhioStateBuckeyes.com, where you can grab single game tickets. They are on sale now. Football season right around the corner. That's why we're in that part of the year, Tyvis, where it's like you've got the All-Star game. You have a couple weeks after that for Major League Baseball. Beginning of August, you're going to have the Hall of Fame game, and then it's all the camps are opening up in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
All the college football camps are opening up. We'll be actually out there for a few of the days when OSU's doing their camps, so you'll get back to your old stomping grounds.
That's the end of this July 31st, 1st, and 2nd.
I believe that's right. Yeah, we're going to be out there, so should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to finally getting back to some actual football. Preseason polls are part of that whole process, right?
Is the USFL or the UFL not going on?
They're done. I think they won. They already had their championship. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know who won it. I don't
pay attention.
Let me tell you what. Jimmy Crack Corn. I do not care at all about any of that. So one thing, though, with the preseason stuff, you have preseason polls. You're going to have the AP Top 25. You'll have the Coaches Poll, preseason award, watch lists, all that stuff. Big 12 announced a few weeks ago they were not going to do a preseason poll in the Big 12. Now, I don't think there's anything that could prevent, say, reporters from calling each other up and saying, give me your rankings of the Big 12 this year, and then posting that. I know a lot of times they do a straw poll at like Big 10 Media Day about who the media members think will win the conference, whatever. But Brett Yormark, the commissioner, explained yesterday the reason they decided not to do an official Big 12 preseason poll and release that was because he felt like it hurt Arizona State. He said, I think it disadvantaged Arizona State last year. They were picked 16th, and I think that hurt them. So obviously they won the Big 12 championship, made it to the college football playoffs, but he's saying because we all undersold them, if they had been higher, if they were picked in the top 3, maybe they would have had a higher preseason ranking. Maybe as they had their great season, they would have been closer to the top and not just, a team that barely kind of eked in there.
Okay.
I guess that's fair. I don't know that it mattered, though, because am I wrong? As a conference champion, didn't they get one of the auto bids? Yeah. They weren't a top 4 seed.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But they get an auto bid.
Yep. It was them, Oregon, Boise, and Georgia.
I feel like that's, yeah. Did they end up playing Texas? Am I wrong? Who did they play?
They played Texas in the second round.
Yeah, and Cam Scatabo almost brought them back, right?
Yep.
Towards the end of that
I think
game.
it was, did it go into OT?
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it went into OT.
It was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day,
That was probably the best game out of the CFP, like as far as competitive wise.
Yeah.
Like, that game I had to, watch that from start to finish.
In those first 2 rounds, I think that's exactly right. Yeah, it wasn't a lot to take from those first 2 rounds, but that's part of having 12 teams in. But they're a team that obviously was pretty good last year. They're losing some talent off that team. I don't know. I have always looked at preseason polls in general, and my beef with them has always been this. We don't need to set up something where all the groupthink that goes on basically determines how we feel about football games. For instance, I think Ohio State's going to be good. You think Ohio State's going to be good. We both think they're probably a top 5 roster just starting out. But we acknowledge there are questions with Ohio State, right? Quarterback is still kind of up in the air, and even if they settle on, let's say, Julian Sayin or Lincoln Kienholz, questions about how that player's going to do once they get the job, let alone offensive line, all these people we have to replace. We both think they're a top 5 team. They could actually be like the 25th best team when it's all said and done. We don't know.
It better not be the case.
Right. But we're going off of reputation, what they did last year, what Ryan Day typically does, and what type of talent they have from the recruiting services and what we've seen thus far.
Yes.
Texas is also a top 5 team. They could equally be the number 1 team in the country or like not in the top 25. The season's going to play out. But when those two teams play in early September, however that game goes is viewed as that was a top 5 matchup.
Yes.
But in November, we may look back on that game and go, boy, both those teams weren't as good as we thought, or they were the two best teams in college football. We don't know. We're going to find out as they play the games.
Mm-hmm.
But like Florida State.
Last year, they started off like ranked, top 10 maybe.
Were they anywhere close to as good as Arizona State?
No.
No.
What they won with 2 games last year?
So
it was terrible.
That's my problem with preseason polling.
No, I agree with you, actually. I've never been a fan of the preseason polling as well because of those same reasons that he's saying. Like, it's lying about what the matchup is. To me personally, it shouldn't be a poll until they do it in November. You know, you've seen 2 months work, 2 months worth of work from those teams that you're able to finally assess it. I think a lot of the times that first poll be kind of lazily done because you got the coaches poll and, you know, the media poll and all those things. And if you look at the CFP rankings, it's pretty similar to what that is.
Yeah.
If there was no ranking, if the only ranking was the CFP ranking that came out in November, how much different would things be? You know, now you actually do have to look at tape and be like, oh yeah, this team is this because blah blah blah. Like but I guess don't nobody really want to work that hard. I always forget that part.
You have brought this up, and I think it's spot on. The College Football Playoff Selection Committee should be made up of former players, coaches, people who know the game, who that is their full-time job. Or at least if they have another full-time job, they can easily step away from it for a few months to do this, right? And I don't know that when you're an AD of a university president, some of the other people that they do get on this committee, they have other actual real high-paying, high-profile, very intensive jobs, and then they go away and meet for a few weekends to kind of figure out, well, who do we think is the best? There's no way they're watching the games the same way. How many times in those college football playoff meetings is someone bringing an argument to the table based on, well, they played 3 top 10 teams in September, and they won all those games. That we don't know that they're your job is to determine who the actual 10 best teams or 25 best teams are, but they're going off of what a preseason poll said or what the voters in the AP have said for a couple weeks with really no data and really not a lot of info. That should be their job, is to go in cold, like you're saying, and say, all right, I know no one else has them on their list, but Arizona State is a top 8 team.
Yeah.
That would have been something last year they could have done if they were actually paying attention to the games.
Or what they could do is, since we in the monetize, or everything want to be monetized, you want to make some money, put a camera in there and then sell it later after the season's over with, so we can see exactly what this process look like. But no, they don't want to do that because they want to see how lazy we actually are. So they don't want to do that.
They've got that quarterback series right now where we're watching Kirk Cousins go get his haircut, the great clips, and all these other things we're seeing. You know, Joe Burrow talking about his house getting burglarized. It's very intriguing stuff to see the guys you watch on Sundays seeing some of the behind the scenes. I think that stuff's great. That if they did that with college football, the playoff system,
that first year, they break records. As many people that will watch that, because everybody wants to know. It's always the question: how did y'all come up with this? Yeah. And I don't want the baloney answer that you give right after you drop the rate. Well, we thought this because of this, and strength of schedule matters. The next week, well, the strength of schedule really doesn't matter. Let's hear the conversation. Let me put the camera in there. Let me see what y'all really talking about. Let me see if y'all really got that tape up there and really watching the tape.
So I do know why they do these preseason polls, and the answer is because of shows like this. The answer is because of clicks, social media, website views, page views. Like when you put up, here's the AP Top 25, what college football fan, what sports fan isn't going to click on that? Everyone's going to check and see, oh, they had this team too low. This team's too high. I can't believe they think this team's good. Mm-hmm. That's why these are done, is because it does generate views and clicks for the media, and that is part of the game. But the reality of it is the people who run college football, who actually determine who gets into the playoffs, they shouldn't look at any of that. I know they say that they don't, and they don't take it into account, but then you'll hear them use their logic of, well, they played the best strength of schedule. Based on what? Based on how good you think these teams are before they've actually played any games.
Yeah.
Before you think Ohio State playing Texas is a good strength of schedule matchup. Texas may lose 5 games this year. I doubt it. I don't think so. But that's all. People would have said Florida State last year was a good strength of schedule matchup, and it turned out they weren't. So that's my issue.
And that's what I think me and Bo had an argument on Bishop and Friends, which you could catch right after this show from 9 to noon on weekdays. Anyways, I think that we had an argument on there because the argument was, does the ranking matter at the time that you played them, or does it matter at the end? So, for example, this could be Texas versus Ohio State could be 1 and 2. But if one team ends up falling out of the rankings and the other one is there, is it still considered, was that still a top 5 matchup?
Not in my mind. Like the way I look at it is what at the end of the day, if that like you said, if Ohio State or Texas, one of them ends up having 5 losses at the end and it was a close game, that tells me something about now if it's not injury related, then that tells me, like, if that team just wasn't very good that year and we were just wrong about them, that tells me more than if it's like, oh, hey, they actually blew out Texas, Ohio State did, and then Texas didn't lose another game. And they blew out everybody they played. Well, that win is very valuable. Even if Ohio State goes and loses another game somewhere, I'm going to value that Texas win quite a bit. So it's just, I think that's how we have to look at it. Coming up next, I think this is a bad idea. You tell me if I'm wrong. Body shaming a pro athlete when you are not a pro athlete seems bad. Talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Thursday. Still noticing a lot more congested areas as even more people step out the door right now. Grove City, we are looking at you. If you're heading up to downtown this morning, 71 northbound, like always, looking a little bit slower. We got 31 miles per hour for your reported drive times over by Greenlawn Avenue, especially not looking good. But that's not the only area, as I mentioned, a little bit closer to the city, taking 70, that westbound direction, looking a little bit slower over by Bexley. Powell and Worthington still looking at you guys this morning. Drive times a lot slower. Just want to make sure people have a lot of patience this morning. Still noticing fog in different areas. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees, Wilson, to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at Awaken180weightloss.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
The lover of bacon donuts has something to tell you, Tyvis. Go ahead. They're calling him Tyvis Shabazz Powell. Go ahead.
Don't make me laugh. I got to get through this.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
Summer's in full swing. Sun's out, the nights are warm, and everything feels a little more alive. You should feel good this time of year. Confident, connected, ready to enjoy it all. Not worried about erectile dysfunction. How many guys out there have a mediocre sex life? Is it good enough, or could it be really good? Maybe the pills just aren't, or maybe the pills are just working okay, but could be better. Well, go see my people at Tri-State Men's Health, where they're there when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can have you last an hour or more. There are 2 locations here in Columbus, Ohio. One is in Hilliard. The next one's in Westerville. You can schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is $99, and it includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose does not work in office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
So I saw this article, and as someone who works in the media, I try very hard to keep it where it needs to be when we talk about sports, right? Like, I like to have fun. I like to goof around. But one thing I don't ever think is a good idea for someone in my position in sports media, as a non-former athlete, as a guy who never went through like what you and others did, Tyvis, when you played in the game, I try not to look at an athlete's body and say, that's not getting the job done. That guy sucks. He should be better about his health. Because I don't know what it takes to play in the NFL or college football or NBA or whatever. I never had to do that. I remember when Eddie Lacy showed up to camp one day.
Overweight.
And everybody was mocking this dude online. And I looked at it as like, well, let's see what he does. Yeah. And I don't think he had the best year after that. But I remember they specifically asked him, what's going on? And he goes, I'm really enjoying China food, is the phrase he used. With
China food.
China food. Which,
not Chinese.
I love Chinese food. I can't blame him for that.
I like Chinese food, too. I'm a General Tso's guy.
Sure. Well, there was a guy in Kansas City, and I can't tell if this guy does an actual radio show, which it's fine if he doesn't. It says he does a radio show and a podcast. His name is Kevin Keitzman. He claimed that Pat Mahomes is a disgrace. So there was a photo of him on 4th of July. He is standing on a yacht, which, number one, live your best life, Patrick Mahomes. Go right ahead. He's on the yacht with, it looks like, a bunch of people who are friends, family, I'm not sure what. But, his wife's there, a bunch of other, looks like husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. They're all hanging out. And these vacation photos went a little viral because people said Pat Mahomes looks like he's not completely like 0% body fat, I guess, which is a wild expectation to have, but that's where people are. So this Kevin Keitzman guy said on his podcast, quote, vacation photos are popping up of Pat Mahomes and he's fat. I'm going to say it and I'm going to tell you the truth. That's why you hit the play button. He's an embarrassment.
Oh.
He went on to say, you're a $500 million quarterback. You've made all these comments in the offseason that we're going to do our talking on the field. We got our butts kicked in the Super Bowl. We're coming back with a vengeance. Dude, you're fat. Your belly would be fat at my pool, hanging out with us 60-year-olds. My skin is flabbier than yours. I get it. Stop the fast food. Do a sit-up. Do something. He went on to blame Taco Bell and fried chicken for Pat Mahomes' current physique. I just wonder, as a former athlete, Tyvis, you try to keep yourself in good shape. You obviously get frustrated when you're not in the best shape. How do you feel about a guy like that saying that about Pat Mahomes?
I feel attacked. That's
what
I
feel attacked.
I feel attacked. If he's saying that about Pat Mahomes, my body looks similar to what he got going on. I'm a little more defined up top, though. But as far as the belly goes, it's about the same.
He does have a little bit of a belly. Yeah. But the
thing is, for him, it doesn't matter. For him, he plays quarterback, so that doesn't matter.
No.
If this was a DB or something, I'd say, hey, bro.
Well, you know what it takes to play in the league, though. Like, you did it. You've seen others who did it, and you've gone through it. I would hear it from you or like anybody who played.
Yeah, if it's a quarterback, the quarterback can do whatever they want. I mean, Cardale Jones was 300 pounds playing quarterback, so therefore I don't really have too much to say.
Anybody have a problem with how Cardale played when he was playing in Ohio State?
No.
So,
anyways, with that being said, quarterback is different. If he's enjoying his life, the man just went to the Super Bowl. Like, he's been to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row. I don't know what you. This is because the media is slow right now. There's nothing going on in sports right now. So this guy is trying to be that guy that sparks conversation. That's, to me, when I see this post, that's all I see. Because if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna laugh. We seen quarterbacks last season. Patrick Mahomes was on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Not obviously not this past Super Bowl run, but the year they won the Super Bowl, they shot that, and then the quarterbacks came out last year. Now you got to see that. the man trains all the time. Like, it's not like it's not like that his weight has been affecting his performance on the field. It's never been a time where he was like, you know what? He's just slow. He can't get away. Maybe he put on too much weight. Like, that's never been the case with Patrick Mahomes. So, therefore, there's nothing to really say.
To your point as well, like, I'm not someone who knows anything about how to stay in physical shape. I've obviously struggled with my weight over the years, but I'm not a pro athlete. I get it if your expectations for Pat Mahomes are high. However, in this photo, I can clearly see like 4 abs.
Yeah, he got 4 abs.
He doesn't have a 6-pack right now, but
he do a couple sit-ups for about 2 weeks. He'll be back.
Right.
Sit-ups for 2 weeks.
I'm just saying, like, what we're nitpicking here, what this idiot from Kansas City is nitpicking on, you are talking about what it takes to do this job. If you go watch the guys who are some of the best athletes in the world, are those strongmen competitions. Those guys can move heaven and earth. They can pick up the heaviest objects you can find. They are athletic enough to carry them, walk with them, run with them, whatever the challenge is. If you go look at those guys, I bet you won't find an ab anywhere. But that's not what their body's built to do.
Yeah.
And Pat Mahomes' body is built to throw a football and to absorb contact, which, by the way, helps when you have a little bit of bulk. Whether that's from muscle, I mean, that's probably better. But, God, if we're going to criticize Pat Mahomes with having his shirt off, do you know why you never saw Ben Roethlisberger with his shirt off? Because if this is something you're going to criticize, I don't care though.
Watching this, like he listened to this, like if they said this about him,
dude.
Boy.
And that's the last few years of Ben Roethlisberger's career. It caught up with him, right? But the idea that you have to be in like 0% body fat land to play quarterback in the NFL, I just think misunderstands what it is. If his trainer, by the way, came out and said, this guy is working harder than he ever has. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, if his trainer says the job's being done, and if his coaches feel like the job's being done, I don't care what he looks like when he's on a boat. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I wouldn't care at all.
No. Yeah, no. As long as he's winning games and taking us to the Super Bowl, what can you really say to the guy?
I do hope this, though, because I'm someone who always likes to claim the fat athletes with me, because I'm fat. So whenever I see like when I see a fat guy doing something, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Those are my guys. Fat guys, I'm with you. So I feel like, do I get to claim Pat Mahomes as a fat athlete if he goes out there and throws for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns and wins MVP? Can we say that was a fat athlete moment there, or are we going to have to acknowledge that he's probably not that fat? I'm just asking because I want him on my team.
No, his body just terrible. That's all. His body's just terrible. I mean, we seen this after.
Local Columbus radio host says Pat Mahomes' body is terrible.
I got room to talk.
No, By the way, if you missed it, the biggest news of the day, there was news from Minnesota yesterday that I think we have to talk about.
Row the boat. Let's go, let's go. Minnesota pride. Oh, bathed in maroon, showered in gold. The Gophers are back. PJ Fleck and the Fleck Toes.
PJ Fleck, 1-year extension. Yeah, he signed up through 2030.
I just laughed that he's the random guy. This is so random.
PJ Fleck he's there. He's going to get, hey, look, he's 58-39. Has one season where he won more than 10 games. That was in 2019. He went 11-2. But hey, he's less than 500 in the Big Ten. Now he gets an extra $1.6 million a year if he stays, if he gets a retention bonus every single year. So they're signing it up. They know what's up. The Gophers are not messing around. They're keeping PJ Fleck in-house, baby. Put the graphic out. PJ Fleck re-signed. Yeah. No excitement from you?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Surprise.
They got to show me something. They already made a fool of me. Fool me once, shame on you.
What was it that you're mad about?
That I was bragging about them on the tailgate show. Like, Minnesota, listen now, they playing some really good ball, and they lost to Rutgers, of all people. Rutgers.
No, you can't. You don't want to go out there on a limb.
Make me look foolish on TV.
Right. You know what I say? Let's root against Minnesota this year. Let's have that be our thing on our show where it's like, yes, we hate Michigan, we hate Sparty.
I can't do that.
We hate Penn State. What do you mean? On this show. And then you can go to Big Ten Network and they're not listening.
That's phony.
Then you get on there and be like, I actually think Minnesota just this and that, and they're great.
I don't want to be phony. I want people to know how I truly feel.
Trust me, we do. How you think pizza tastes the same and can't tell the difference between uniforms. We got it. Bacon, donuts, overrated. All understood.
I just
You're not phony at all.
I don't understand it.
You're real. Go on Big Ten Network with that take.
I got to ask the lieutenant about this bacon donut.
Tomorrow. It's happening. We're getting
Not if I get the price right.
Well, then Dylan and I, more for me and Dylan. We're going to enjoy them.
This game will be rigged.
Oh, I may actually make it like $500, $27, $249. Oh, darn. Tyvis doesn't have to eat a donut. More for us. That's great. The buzzer is coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Thursday morning. Well, we are noticing our first traffic alert right now, and that's happening for folks over on the east side, especially by Bryce, I-270 northbound, just past 33. That's right over by Refugee Road and Eastland Mall. We do have a right shoulder blocked out there because of a disabled vehicle. No slowdowns out there. Just want to make sure you are well aware as you step out the door again over in Bryce this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.44% APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
It's hot out. Stay in the house and cool yourself with the sweet sounds of The Fan. You can watch on YouTube or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan. It's the equivalent of putting ice cubes down your pants. All right! The Fan.
Oh my God, is this your house?
This is the humble abode.
Oh my God, it's so humble.
FX presents Adults.
You don't know your social security number?
No, I do. It's just my mom knows the whole thing.
A new comedy about 20-somethings achieving zero anythings.
What is the worst that happens? I go broke. I can't pay my loans. I start an OnlyFans, but only you guys subscribe.
You can't do OnlyFans.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it on there. So sorry.
FX's Adults, Wednesdays on FX. All episodes streaming on Hulu.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Tyvis, you look distraught. You okay?
It's just, the last time I played Rhyme Time and Papa Shot, he got the best of me, And I came out today, and I was so strong. Like, my first round was so strong.
Yeah.
So we play a series of 3 games. We played 4 series of 3 games. I 2-1 him the first round. He beat me 2-1 the next one. I beat him 2-1, and it comes down to this one. And he was up 2-0. And he ends up sweeping me this round.
Yep.
And I can't believe it. I cannot. I blame whoever put air in them balls out there. Like, that is, the ball's too bouncy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a problem. If you get air in your balls, I hear it's a bad thing. Eric Reeser is here. Hello, Reeser.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
How's your dog?
He's doing well. So a lot of people have asked, a great many, how'd you spend your 35th birthday? Well, I boiled my dog's kibble and mashed it up for him.
Oh,
he got a
guy.
tooth extracted yesterday.
Did you do anything special for yourself?
I would say that's special. Boiling kibble in the kitchen.
No dinner.
Bonding with your dog.
Yeah.
Did you get a cake?
I got ice cream.
That's
what kind of ice cream?
I went to Grader's.
Nothing
on
wrong
Lane
with that.
Avenue. Their new banana chocolate chip. If I was wearing sandals, but it would have knocked my socks off had I had socks on. It's that good. I had a scoop of banana chocolate chip on top of a scoop of black raspberry chip and a waffle cone because I'm a child.
Oh, hey, what's wrong? Why does that make you a child? That's delicious. You're an adult with adult money who knows what you like.
35-year-old man sitting in an ice cream shop licking an ice cream cone.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't think
Is
so.
it okay to eat an ice cream cone?
Yeah.
Or should you be getting bowls?
I think it's okay to eat an ice cream cone, but I was the only one in there. Most people had bowls.
Tyvis, when you go to an ice cream shop and you see the different flavors, you're like, just put 2 of them together. They all taste the same to me. I don't really care. Ice cream's ice cream, right? Is that what you do?
No. That's,
you see, there's a difference.
That's comparing apples to oranges, though. Like that.
Very similar.
That's not
I'm told they're very similar, apples and oranges, by an idiot that I work with. Yeah.
I don't know why y'all are upset at me that all pizza is made of bread, sauce, and cheese.
Did you hear earlier today, Reeser, where he saw the new Washington Commanders jerseys that they put out? They are the throwback jerseys, which people like Timmy Hall, who is a Commanders fan, said, this is very cool and good, and I like it. And he said, I don't see a difference.
First of all, he was up in oh, my God. It's like the world. Like, oh, yes, they finally did it. Look at these beautiful jerseys. And I'm looking at it like, yay.
Didn't see a difference.
I really was perplexed on what was good, what everybody was up in arms about.
Well, for Tim especially, he's probably got a couple of the old Washington Redskins football jerseys that now he can bring back.
He has a LeVar Arrington. No, you can't bring it back. It says Redskins on it.
You can bring it back.
No, you cannot.
He does.
It's politically incorrect.
He can bring it back.
Well, why stop there? Bring the name back.
Well, I mean, not officially, they're not going to do that. But
why not?
If you have some gear,
they said that the people was honored to be called that they had a team called the Redskins.
I don't think
and they
that was the majority opinion. I think that was the owner who found like a couple people who were like, yeah, sure, that's fine with us. And he was like,
you can get anybody to say, I don't have a problem with it.
If the Redskins come back, then you know the Indians.
That's not coming back. Redskins or Indians.
No. The Indians can come back. Chief Wahoo can't.
You're wearing a version of that on your hat
this is
right
the blacks.
now. Okay.
These are the Cleveland Blacks.
Take your word for it. I don't see color, Tyvis. I just see a hat. Reeser, what do you guys have coming up on the show today?
So our 20 most interesting college football programs will take us to Chapel Hill. Can Bill Belichick lead the Tar Heels to the college football playoff ever? Isaac Shade from Locked On Tar Heels is going to join us at 11:30. That damn Paul Feinbaum at 10:30. I'm going to ask him if 11 rounds of golf in the month of June is too much for anybody.
Oh, okay.
Let a college football coach of a major Power 5 SEC program. The Guardians, not dead.
No, they're back.
We are so back.
Maction might be dead. We'll discuss all of that coming up at 9 a.m.
Yeah, let's hope not. Maction's good. I like him. I like Maction.
I love Maction.
I'm planning to go see some Maction, hopefully at Bowling Green. I want to go watch him. I'm going to go watch
Eddie George.
Eddie
Maction.
Your guy.
Oh, my guy. 100%.
He'll get a lot of Maction, and he should this year. That's a program that should have a lot of eyeballs on it.
That him and then that dude they have on their team whose middle name is ESPN. That's the two things I know about Bowling Green so far. And the Browns got a tight end from there who's supposed to be really good. So that's what I'm hoping for. All right, 3 hours. Bishop and Friends next. Right now, it's time for the buzzer. Do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Bad thing to be on vacation or in a nice area like the French town of Aurillac, where they had apparently an infestation of bees. A bee attack left 24 people injured, including 3 who were in critical condition, but have since improved, according to local authorities. Passersby were stung over a period of about 30 minutes a couple days ago. They had to call in firefighters and medical teams rushed to the scene to treat the victims. Police set up a security perimeter until the bees stopped their attack. When I first read that, I thought, for the bees? They're not going to listen. But then I realized they mean just so other people didn't walk in. Apparently, these bees, they were trying to protect their nest or their hive or whatever, and they had apparently become agitated because a new thing had been installed on the rooftop where these bees were, and that caused them to go into like defense mode. So they actually had to get a beekeeper in there, had to remove the nest, the hive, and take it to a different location. The bees then follow that, and then everybody's safe. The bees are safe, they're safe, the people don't get stung, but 24 people had to go to the hospital for bee stings. Bad. Can you imagine?
It's been a while since I've been stung by a bee, and I don't want to really.
No, I don't want to mess
down
with that
route no more.
Hornets, bees, any of it. Just don't do that. I hope they all live and are happy. I just don't want them to sting me. That's where I'm at. All right, 3 hours of Bishop and Friends next. Have a great Thursday. We will see you with Bacon Donuts tomorrow. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Thursday. Well, for folks over in Powell and Worthington, we are still looking at you this morning. That's because of some congestion going on. 270 over by that 315 intersection, noticing some backups there. Same situation, though, 270 over by 23. So, again, a lot more people heading out the door this morning. Want to make sure to take it nice and slow. Your drive times are looking very slow as well, especially at US 23 at Flint Road. We have that traffic light out there that often causes those backups. Again, just be very cautious as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu. Make it a great day.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge.
Get too hot?
My phone. Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Deion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Yeah. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. With Window Nation, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less, so you can get back to your daily routine right away. Personally, I wouldn't procrastinate. You don't want to wait on this deal. It's a trustworthy company like Window Nation, getting your windows in 1 day or less. 50% off all window styles now, plus 0 interest until 2030 with Window Nation. Call them up, 866-90NATION, or visit windownation.com to get your free quote on replacement windows. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
Evan Cohen here. Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-through and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcast